Morning. How are you, Leroy?
I'm okay. What happened? I didn't hear no intro or nothing.
Oh, I don't know. I heard it. I guess it's because it was on
there
Clean
it
Feed
is.
or something. Either way, morning. How are you?
I'm okay. What a terrible game. I am bringing up the rear of the group. Right. So far, as of week 1, I'm in the starfish.
1 and 2 for you because you
Yeah.
believed in the Green Bay Packers,
And they
and that was an awful game.
awful, both sides.
Are primetime games getting worse? Like, when's the last primetime classic? It feels like they're either blowouts or just rock fights.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
The first one was really good with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, opening
that was
week.
The Thursday night, right. The Thursday night games have been better than the Monday night games.
Oh, the Monday night games have been bad. Woo! This week, though.
But you remember they changed that rule a few years ago. Every team got to play in prime time.
Yeah, I just feel like Denver.
What constitutes prime time? Because I think that some people should be considering Thursday night and put Denver on all Thursday night games.
Denver is on Thursday night this week. They're they're facing Kansas City, I believe.
Oh my goodness. Although I will say this, those all orange uniforms are kind of cool.
Yeah, they are. Who doesn't love
with the blue? Yeah, I like that.
I like everybody's throw. The only throwbacks I'm not a big fan of, honestly, and I think they're busting them out this year, are the Seahawks. I love the Seahawks. When they changed to lime green with the blue, I thought that was so cool. Love that color. Yeah. But everybody else could go to the 90s for all I'm concerned, or even earlier.
So Cleveland has to go earlier because I really like the white helmets. Didn't help, but
no, it didn't. Is Deshaun Watson practicing today? Is he what's his deal? Is he going to be better?
Like the thing that I try to tell people, man, that like I remember I hurt my knee and I broke a toe, right? Not at the same time, 2 different injuries. Damn Canada. I broke my toe playing in the Sky Dome.
Oh.
Which we thought was cool because you just had to walk down to the locker room from the hotel. Right?
Yep.
But I practice limited every week for like 3 weeks. And those 3 weeks, then I'd go out and practice and warm up for the game. And each time they would hand the ball off to me and I'd run, and I could run straight ahead, both with my knee and my toe. And then they would give me the ball and say, okay, make a move. And it was so rounded because it hurt to cut from left to right that they would say, no, all right, you're done. Like, no need in even pushing it. And guys was like, I saw you running out there. You look pretty good. I'm like, really? Damn. And I think that's what goes on when a team and a doctor and an organization goes, he's cleared to play. Then all the players are assuming when you see him run that one straight pass, throw that one straight pass, or me run straight in a straight line, that I'm healthy to play. Give me something. And that's not the case at all, because if I can't run straight, I can't run. Or in his case, what if he has to throw a ball sidearm? Or what if he has to throw a ball really deep? Like, we don't know the extent of the injury. The only information we have is cleared to play. And we'll see it with Achane. Achane's going to be out, which sucks.
Yeah, you brought it up.
Yeah.
Get us some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks, and we just went and got Achane and took him to the house.
This is not. First of all, Dolphins have had a lot. I know a lot. Everybody's getting injured. Justin Jefferson went down today. He's going on IR with a hamstring. A lot of injuries. The thing that sucks probably most about the NFL, it just feels like you're losing a main player every couple of weeks as somebody's going down. Bills have lost half of their defense. But
Right.
Achane, I think, like, just when you thought the Dolphins couldn't get more exciting, they get this guy. And
Right.
every time he touches the football, legitimately feels like he could take it to the house. And now all of a sudden he's out for probably at least 4 weeks.
But here's the problem. You ain't got a scrub behind him.
I
right?
know. I
You got a guy
know.
So I'm not just of all the injuries that the Dolphins could have, it seems as though they have some depth at that position. So I'm not am I upset that he's hurt? Yes. But as far as concerned, can they still manage to operate at the same level without him? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and it sounds like Jeff Wilson's coming back this week, so that's good. But you got to
Yeah.
you got a couple weeks. You got this Eagles game coming. You want to be at full strength, have all your weapons. So it's just a bummer. It's just a bummer. The guy's killing. He's second in the league in rushing right now.
And only playing 2 weeks.
I know.
That is a killer, right?
I was nervous though, because everybody was hearing Mike McDaniel yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, he doesn't sound too concerned." And I was like, I feel like I'm fluent in McDaniel. You know,
he was very concerned.
I was like, something's off with what he's saying. He's being a little too squirrely. You know,
right?
You may say, "Well, Mike McDaniel always sounds a little squirrely." No, he's just long-winded. But something was like he was trying to step around it, hop around it, and then I was like,
yeah, but yeah. So, and here's the thing: if it was his 5th year, he may take 3 or 4 weeks. It's first year, I would say err on the side of caution and go 5, 6, because you need him at full strength to be who he is.
For sure.
Right. And so be patient with it. He's a rookie. Right. And that's the way, that's kind of the path that you have to take with injuries. Like you just do, especially with young guys. So am I sad he's hurt? Yes. But we've seen some depth in that room, and you kind of feel good about still being able to perform at that position. Maybe not to that level.
Right.
But you still feel that you have, and Mostert, Jeff Wilson's coming back.
Do you think it's like, I mean, they don't really have a lot of detail. It's a knee injury. Do you think it's probably something that's like strain, bone bruise, all these things that take that time?
Here's what happens. They might say an ACL strain or sprain or something like that. But keep in mind, all levels of a sprain is a tear, right? So you have different levels of it. You can go all the way from torn to needing surgery to it could go either way to just a slight tear to heal on its own. And remember what happened with Ryan Tannehill. He was probably that grade. I'm getting the grades wrong, but I think a grade 2 where it might or might not require surgery. And then he ended up re-injuring it. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So you got to be careful with how you go about doing, rehabbing it. Or did he say he was going? I know Jefferson said he was going to get another opinion. Is Achane doing the same thing?
All we have on info is that people are starting to say this is going to be a weeks long injury, because Mike McDaniel he was really dancing around it yesterday. They said that, they were getting all this information, and then today you get the news. Obviously, there's not going to be really any news from the team today. They're off. So we probably won't find anything out tomorrow till I think McDaniel probably speaks at 11 or 12. So we'll get some more info on that. But yeah,
my guess is they put him on IR.
Waddle's asking, shouldn't it be the other way around? Rookies heal faster than vets. Why is it a case where you got to be careful with young guys?
Because you don't want it to linger, right? And early on in the career, you want to make sure those things heal. And as you get older, you learn how to play with those various injuries, right? So, like I said, I tore my rotator cuff and I played a whole year with it. I had played enough to understand what I could and couldn't do and just tried to stay away from that and protect myself. As you get older, you find ways of doing that. As a young player, you want to go out there and just do the things you do without any, any hesitance. And so you got to kind of be careful with younger guys because they haven't quite learned how to maneuver through the NFL with injury.
Well, it's certainly a bummer because, man, I didn't think anybody could be as exciting as Tyreek Hill. This guy might be as exciting as Tyreek Hill. He's amazing.
Right.
He really is. But I think, look, the Dolphins, the one thing you can say, they've done a very good job of, I think there were some questions about their depth coming into the season. I mean, they've managed the loss of Jalen Ramsey, Stephon Diggs' game notwithstanding, but they've managed it pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Teron Armstead, Kendall Lamb. I mean, you haven't missed a beat with him out there. He's been great.
Right.
Von Ginkel for Jalen Phillips.
Right.
Incredible. And yeah, I mean, I think you're comfortable. Mostert, especially, going up against this week. But Mostert is, Mostert was RB1 coming into the season. You're getting, Jeff Wilson, who was your backup last year. And, those guys bring something. And, if Ahmed does heal up a little bit this week, he was amazing in the preseason. So they've been able to manage their injuries really, really well.
Yep. And or build a team with more depth than we thought.
Yeah.
Because, I made the comment before the season started. They must know something about that offensive line because they're moving guys all over at every other position, but offensive line, they seem like they're packed, right? And kudos to them because, I mean, they've held up pretty good.
Let's get to some more headlines here. Last night in the playoffs, the Braves, they even up their series with the Phillies. Did you see how that game ended?
Wait,
that was crazy.
I was watching the game, and I'm like, the ball went deep. I said, he's going to score from first. He ran it down, caught it. I'm like, he better get his ass back. And I'm like, well, it didn't help none that he had to avoid the guy who was batting and run around. Like, it was, and I'm like, wow. First of all, you didn't need to go that far.
Yeah,
right?
Dude,
if that was the third base, you could have easily just gone just past second base.
You could have let up a little bit. You would have been fine,
right.
Bryce. It's not like Burgers out there running. You would have been okay.
Right, exactly. So it was, and then it took. Think about this: the ball is caught, full football field in end zones. So it was about 360.
Yep.
The ball's caught at 360. The bases are only 90 feet. Or 60 feet, right?
90.
All right. They're only 90 feet. So you couldn't run 180 feet plus in the time that you realize the ball got caught at 360 yards out or 360 feet out?
Intangibles.
I mean, was he looking at the third base coach and the third base coach like, no! No!
Oh, man. So
it was listen, what a terrible way to make the last out.
No doubt. So the Braves even up their series. They beat the Phillies. That series is 1 apiece. Diamondbacks, they're up 2-0 on the Dodgers, so they got them on the brink. Tonight, Houston is at Minnesota at 4:07. That series is 1-1, or this afternoon, 4:07. So that's at 1-1.
Amazing that all the 100-game winners are struggling.
Yeah. And then Baltimore is on the brink. They are in Texas today at 8:03.
They're up 2-0?
No, they're down 2-0.
Down 2-0. Okay.
Baltimore's down 2-0. So
the Orioles won.
They won 101. Yeah,
they won 101. The Dodgers. Did the Dodgers win 100?
I think so.
The Braves won 100.
At least the Braves got a win though.
Yeah, and then was it Astros? Did the Astros win 100?
No, but they're split.
Okay. So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a crazy state for
Somebody
the
said something. Let me ask you if you agree with this.
Yeah.
Baseball is such an everyday thing that you take the best teams and give them a week off. It hurts them more than it helps them.
Yeah, I get it. That could be an excuse for sure.
Because normally, remember before all this play in and playoffs and all that, in bye weeks, you went right into the playoffs.
You know what I think honestly is it could be more of a thing, dude. I think it's more of, and this, the Heat spoke about this last year. I think it's like you're in that pressure cooker. If you're the Diamondbacks, you've basically been in the playoffs for a month. Right. I think it's hard to get back to, hey, we had this thing wrapped up by August. Now we got to get into this. I think that's kind of the challenge that a lot of these teams are probably having too.
I would agree with that with any other sport other than baseball.
Well, it's the added teams, Leroy.
Huh?
It's what's happened. The added teams now.
No, I know.
You got to win too.
I get what's happening. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that, like, there's so many other variables, like hand-to-hand combat when it comes to basketball and the intensity of football and then that intensity in the playoffs, that sometimes when you have a week off, you kind of start sluggish.
Hand-to-hand, or if you're Victor Wembanyama, apparently hand-to-head, because he apparently headbutt Chet Holmgren last night.
That's the only guy is his height.
That was amazing.
I've never seen two breadsticks go at each other.
Wow. Oh man, we'll take a quick break. I was at the Heat scrimmage last night. We'll tell you a little bit about that.
What was that? And I'm pissed off at you.
Why?
I talk about this ketchup chips and that damn chocolate, and y'all had a conversation about it like she brought it over like it was God's gift to Solana. And I'm like, wait, I've been bringing that shit to the
whoop.
Yeah, we'll break you right now.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until you all right? Are you
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Look, man, I understand the ketchup chips were a nice surprise by Amy Audibert, of course, Miami Heat radio analyst, who you'll hear tonight. Miami Heat audio experience resumes. Heat, Charlotte Hornets gets going. The preseason starts up tonight. 7:30 tip-off from Kaseya Center. And you can hear, of course, Jason Jackson and Amy Audibert and getting a little the action as the preseason gets going. But Solano is what made it happen, huh?
Yeah.
It's food and Solana, right?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the ketchup chips did look good. I was like, I'm, you know what? I think after all you've been talking about them, you got a bunch for Steph from Canada, from Mima. I was like, you know what? I like ketchup. I do like potato chips. I might have to try this out.
I'll bring you some.
Yes.
And the fancy chocolates. I got a box of them at my house. You think people come down from Canada, that's all they bring me is ketchup chips and the little chocolate.
Why is Canadian chocolate so fancy?
It's just really good. It's made differently. It's, it's like going to Belgium and getting Belgium chocolate. Right? It's so much better there. It's like getting Popeyes in New Orleans instead of on 441.
The Heat likely won't have Caleb Martin tonight. He was the only player not to be in the scrimmage last night. Cody Martin also out. But guess what?
Wait, Cody Martin's here?
Cody Martin's on the Hornets.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, when did that happen?
Cody Martin did not travel, but guess what? Caleb Martin, Cody Martin, both knee injuries. Is there some
G.I. Joe twins?
Some
G.I. Joe twins
symbiosis going on here? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. But there's something going on there. So no Caleb or Cody tonight. The Martins will not be in action. But no, it was fun last night. It was like, look, it's like an
all-star game.
To even call it a scrimmage, it was like getting a little run, put on a show for the fans. Jaime Jaquez was taking like every lob known to man from Kyle Lowry, so that was cool. I mean, we got to see some hops from the Heat first round pick. He was exciting to watch for sure. Tyler Herro was lighting it up early. He was pulling up from the fireball at one point. But I would say Jaquez was kind of the probably the best show out of anybody in this one because he was just dunking willy-nilly all over the place. And God, he has great hair. Great hair.
I'm telling you, there's
can't tell anything from those type of scrimmages, man. Come on.
Oh, they weren't trying.
Hey, but it's crazy that the more I look at him and the more I see him, he reminds me of Kyler Ren. Same hair.
Oh, he's absolutely Kyler Ren.
Yeah,
he's absolutely.
We're gonna be hearing this the whole season.
Yeah,
he's absolutely. You nailed that. Yeah, that's him.
But yeah, he was putting on a show for the fans, man. He was that was cool. Tyler was pulling up.
What happened to Yovi?
Yovi was good.
How did Lowry look?
Lowry looked fine. All he was literally doing was throwing lobs. Like him, it was funny because him and Kevin Love, they just kept practicing outlet passes. Like they barely wanted to get up the court. The one play Jimmy like tried to drive to the rim, like Duncan Robinson like got near him and he pretended to flop.
The old light scrimmages.
Look at that, even dunks in practice.
The old line doesn't like scrimmages.
No, they don't like scrimmages.
If it's not real, they don't like it.
But yeah, Jovic, I would say with Jovic, he did a little bit of everything. He did his coast to coast thing. He got some shots off. He had a couple nice setups. So he did a little bit of everything. But yeah, man, there's no defense being played in this game. It was just entertaining.
I expect a Heat scrimmage to be like 47 to 46.
No, it was the only thing that like I would say probably the most consequential thing. They had this kid Cole Swider
who doesn't miss.
He don't miss, so they may have found the next Duncan Robinson because he was literally he was hitting pull up threes. He was hitting at one point had two guys draped over him. He hit a three. Then he had Jovic who closed out on him, and then he got 3 foul shots. I was like, "Wow, this guy's an assassin."
Needless to say, Cole Swider, intangible.
Absolutely, come on, Cole, come on,
Intangibles.
Like,
You don't miss
I mean,
though, dude.
that day, listen, there's been a few names that have thrown me for a loop.
Cole
had-
one of them.
They had a
But that wasn't one of them.
they had this Drew Peterson, who's also the sharpshooter they brought in. Like they're trying to see, and I think he was feeling the pressure of Cole Swider because he was building a brick house, shooting like a third little pig out there.
Is Cole Swider the Heat's version of Austin Reaves?
I don't know.
Yeah, but Austin Reaves is a more complete player than even Dunks or Cole.
Yeah, but he was tangibles, man. He was tangibles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before,
Before he was first he was an intangible, then he was a tangible that needed to be on the floor.
I have beef with Austin Reaves because I feel like Austin Reaves gets Laker rub. I feel like he gets Laker rub.
Good, dude.
I'm not saying he's not good, but he gets Laker rub. Like I was watching, like today, the rankings came out for ESPN's top 100, and Tyler Herro dropped somehow. Tyler Herro in a season where he had more points ever in his career, he dropped from 61 to 79 in their top 100 rankings. He's behind the likes of Scoot Henderson, who's never stepped on a court. Trent Holmgren, who's never stepped on a court.
Wembanyama.
I'm sure he is. I didn't see where Wembanyama was, but like at 66 is Austin Reaves, and I'm like, why? Why is Austin?
He plays a more complete game.
He does?
Yeah.
What does he do better than Tyler Herro?
Defense.
Get out of here!
I'm telling you, dude. You sleeping on this dude?
I'm not sleeping on him.
You
I think
are.
no. Everybody's too awake.
Wait.
Lakers intangibles, dude. No.
Stop out, Vlad. This man has accused me in 8 years of doing exactly what he's doing right now.
I'm not doing anything. I'm telling you right now.
Intangibles can't have a complete game.
I'm telling you.
An intangible.
This dude
is a bona fide contributor to that Laker team.
So is Tyler.
I'm not saying, but you asked me why.
I know why. You don't have to. Listen, I'm fully expecting when this top 50 gets released, I'm going to see Gabe Vincent in the top 30 because he's on the Lakers.
Oh my! No, he's not. Stop.
We'll see.
Stop.
Wait. So, bro, there's no overrated.
I have said nothing wrong about Reaves. Nothing. Everything I said is accurate. You just ain't paying attention, dude.
No, I'm paying attention. I watched him in the Olympic team. I watched him in the playoffs. I get you, but like, dude, I think to say that he's leapfrog Tyler like that,
Tyler's a better scorer. Yes. But Reaves is a better all-around player.
All right, dude.
That's a fact.
Reaves.
That's a fact. I can't believe we are sitting here on a Tuesday, October 10th at 10:35, and we got intangible on intangible crime.
You
ain't giving him nothing.
Dude plays for the Thunder. No one's ever talking about him. Takes a couple selfies with LeBron.
By the way, the Thunder gonna be much improved this year.
Thunder are gonna be
Don't
good.
Sleep on the Thunder.
Josh Giddey. Ooh.
But you come on, stop.
I'm not stopping. I think it's ridiculous. Tyler Herro's credentials are way better than Austin Reaves.
That's not.
What has he done to leapfrog him like this?
He's a better all-around player. Tyler's a better scorer.
Disagree.
Okay. The next time you show me, okay, Tyler Herro locking somebody down, we'll talk.
Show me the video. I want to see the video of Austin Reaves. You send me the video. Send it to me. I dare you. I think you're making it up.
No, I'm not
making it up, dude.
Like you right now, Tobin. Like you right now, making it up with Mr. Herro when you wanted to trade him, because that's the way you sounding right now.
No. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and allow two things. One, yes, I wanted Damian Lillard. Also, I'm not gonna allow people to besmirch Tyler Herro. Besmirching, dude.
Now we're besmirching.
Besmirching like William Regal, dude. Besmirching.
Is he also intangible?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
What are we doing? Hey, wait a minute.
That was a good reference of besmirched.
Is Leroy saying he traded Herro for? No, I'm not saying that at all.
Oh, why not?
Guys, I love the way
he's a better all-around player. Why wouldn't you?
No. You guys,
if Austin Reaves,
I love the way the question was stated. Why is Reaves higher than Herro? And I responded to
The
that.
jersey he wears.
And that maybe one is more healthy and was last seen in the playoffs, and the other wasn't. He was in.
Oh yeah,
man,
well,
there's a lot
he did a great contribution to that sweep they took from the Nuggets. Great job.
They were 8 seed, dude. What did you think was going to happen?
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
saying.
they're an 8 seed. Now all of a sudden it's adorable.
No, I'm just saying.
Again.
They
You were
lost.
8 seed as
Wait, they got swept
Oh, I
by
know.
the
But
They
wait.
got swept by the champs.
You're acting. You were an 8 seed as well. And
Right.
Guy, what a contribution this all-around player made.
You've traded Tyler Herro every offseason.
So for good players. You know who I wouldn't trade him for? Austin Reaves.
I wouldn't either.
Then why are you saying he's a better all-around player? And find me a video of him locking somebody up. I dare you. I dare you.
Okay.
You won't.
Play pretty good defense against Stuff. I mean, instead of Stuff going for 35, he went for 34.
Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Hey, Stars and Strings, a great night of country music is coming back to Hard Rock Live on November 1st. And we're giving you a chance to win some tickets to see Jordan Davis, Hardy, Brian Kelly, Ashley McBride, Cole Swindell, and Haley Witters. Just text the word strings to 20357. That's strings to 20357, and you're entered. Tickets are also available for purchase at starsandstrings.com. Miami Heat start preseason. Actually, NHL starts tonight, dude. We got a little those dastardly Lightning are playing tonight against the Predators.
5:30.
Yeah, dude. We got a triple
I
header.
don't care
on
about
Header, that's why triple header.
No, it's on ESPN.
I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be like that sounds crazy for hockey, man. I don't know what it is, why the Rays don't get the Rays, but they that place is electric for hockey. They really are. So I don't know. I don't think that'll be a problem,
right?
I don't know. They love their Lightning.
A lot of the West Coast comes from the Midwest.
Panthers apparently have their most season tickets sold this year. Like they've done a
finals.
Yeah, dude. They have everybody they have everybody buzzing. Speaking of the Panthers, by the way, we're going to speak to one of the new Panthers coming up later on today. New Panthers center Kevin Stenlund. He's going to join us. I was just watching a video of him before the show whooping somebody's ass.
Oh, so he's a fighter.
I don't think he is a fighter, but I think this guy trifled with him, and he's 6'4", and that was a bad idea because he's.
You know what? That was the hardest thing for me to get used. Hockey players are big. They're not. You got your couple of little ants.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're all 6'1", 6'2", 6'3".
Sergei's skinny. Sergei Bobrovsky.
Sergei skinny. Yeah.
People are stunned by like when you see him and you're because obviously he has those pads on, you don't realize
he's
it.
basically the difference between me and he's basically the difference between me and Vlad.
He's so skinny.
I was very stunned seeing him in person.
Yeah. He's really, really skinny. He's and he does a lot.
That's a good analogy. Like him with pads is Leroy, him without pads is me.
So he's going to join us in the 12 o'clock hour. We'll talk to new cat. But yeah, you got Predators Lightning tonight, Blackhawks and Penguins. They've been throwing the hell out of that game.
Are there any Panther tricks you're going to pull on me today?
What do you mean? No, he was not.
So after who did we interview? We interviewed.
Oh, dude, who was that new guy that we interviewed? Steven Lawrence.
Yes, and we were interviewing him, and then we got done, and I'm like, that's a cool dude. I like him. He's gonna. And Toby goes, I didn't want to tell you beforehand. That's who they traded your boy for.
Oh, that's how they Dookie for?
Yeah. They traded Dookie.
Oh.
I didn't want to be like on the wrong foot.
He waited till the guy left the room, right?
That's a good move there, Toby. That's good. Now because you've already said it. You've said it. You publicly say, hey, that's a cool dude. So you can't hate now.
Right. I was on air.
He was very nice.
I still listen.
Yeah, but you can't let a brother
stand
go.
by what I said while still being upset that he got traded for Duclair. It's two different things.
No, you definitely can be upset that Duclair's gone. I love Duclair too, but it's tough. He got he
got me there. That might be one of your and he didn't even have the smirk to where I could look at.
No, I knew you would be. No, I genuinely knew you would be upset. I'm like, I can't have the guy who traded for Duclair here. Wouldn't let Leroy know.
After we go on break.
Were you in a good mood? That you would have definitely been in a bad mood after that.
Oh no, because wait,
right before the interview.
Vlad, he told me right after I had a nice plate of food, courtesy of the Panthers.
You had the itis. You had the itis. You were good.
I was into the interview.
Meals.
Yeah, I had I was like, oh man, I was like, I didn't know whether to congratulate him on the job well done or be mad that he didn't let me know because he pulled it off and the execution was excellent.
Yep.
And did you know this beforehand?
It was the first thing I read. I was like, well, yeah. They were like, oh, you're going to talk to Steven Lawrence. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be like, all right, I don't know. The only guy I prepped for the Panthers that I know. I didn't know about new Panthers. And it said on his Wikipedia, he goes, was traded this summer from the San Jose Sharks for Anthony Duclair. I was like, oh, I'm not going to mention that to Leroy.
Good job.
But now we're in a different place, so I can't even, you know what I mean? Because
That's your
he's
boy
like
now.
I said, I like him. He was cool, had a excellent conversation. So
You can always have a new guy every year, Leroy.
I know, but we had, you know.
I know.
Yeah. He just threw up a fist. That's a way to get through this awkward situation.
When the Panthers had Duclair, it was like when I found out the Dolphins have a white corner.
No, wait, you got to go back 20 years
It's
before
the
you find
Seahorn,
the
right?
last one.
Is it Jason
Seahorn?
Seahorn?
Yes.
Dude, we asked this question the other day. I was like, when's the last white corner?
Like,
At least CMC is, you know, he's an intangible CMC.
Yep.
You're not really gonna see a right running back like that, but CMC is different. But
Right.
a white corner?
No, we've
I
had,
haven't
but
seen
you listen.
Had some white,
Wait,
like Peyton
just say
Hillis.
this.
You've had some
No.
white running backs.
No.
But more like in the
wait.
fullback type.
I got you.
Big,
Glad.
you know what I mean?
Glad. When you think of white running backs, you think of Larry Zonka.
Yep.
Mike
You think
Allstott.
of
Riggins.
Riggins.
Yeah.
You think of Allstott. You think of, so you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at?
Even like our dude Ingold.
Right. But when I see Christian McCaffrey, I'm thinking Eric Metcalf. Right? like
He's got
is
wiggle. Pause.
Yes.
He's got,
that's what I'm saying.
He's got moves.
That's what I'm
Allstott
saying.
is
He is who's the other?
bumbling.
I mean, his dad was a good wide receiver.
But he ain't
He
have
ain't built
like,
nothing
wiggle
like his
that.
dad.
I know.
His dad's like 6'4".
Moose. Crazy. By the way,
And he was a slot receiver, intangibles position, right? So, like, no, like we don't even look at Chris McCaffrey like that, right? You consider him a baller, playmaker. It don't matter what his background is.
Waddle baby Waddle's funny. He's like CMC's mixed though. He's white and Caucasian.
Oh man. Take a break. Herro and Tua coming up next. We're back.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Two of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Let's get into some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. I'm already.
What's wrong? What's wrong, buddy?
I see your little chat with your Mario Cristobal.
Oh, man. Yeah. He had things to say.
It's funny how positive and getting over it the person who's most responsible for it wants to move on.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I don't know. Now everybody's responsible all of a sudden. You know, he's responsible. Shannon Dawson's responsible.
Well, did you see I saw the picture of somebody yelling to them,
yeah.
take a knee.
Yeah. Apparently the O-line coach, Alex Mirabal, who's been with Cristobal forever.
Right.
He's like, he was apparently yelling at them to take a knee multiple times, and they were just looking past. And nobody's going to say what the process is or any of that type of stuff.
It doesn't matter. Any coach should know better. We're not talking about a decision whether it's 4th and 2 and you got an analytics guy and you think maybe you should go for it instead of kick. No. We're talking about a very basic, fundamental football operation.
Yep.
It is the beginning of every coach tells you, let's put ourselves in a position where the only formation we need is victory. Right?
Yep.
You go into a game thinking that. Then you get into a moment and you don't do it. And you have a comment like, if you're not tough enough to get past this, you're not right for this program. Is he indicting himself? Because if another coach told him take a knee and he just dismissed him, is he the man for the job?
I don't know.
And I'm saying, what he's done here has changed everything.
Yep.
But he should have went in that locker room and apologized to those kids. He should have apologized. And then to throw it on the players by saying, I shouldn't have put my players in that situation. Really?
Damage is done.
Right.
B Smokey says we're still talking about Mario's BS. Hard to move past it, my friend.
It's hard to move past him when he
Sorry.
ain't moving past it.
I'm sorry.
If he's still commenting on this open season.
Oh, well, he's going to have to, look, he only talks, I think, what does he do? One press conference a weekly in the lead up. I'm sorry, you're going to have to, it's like the Sean Payton thing. When you get drop 70, we'll ask as many questions as we want about this. That's how it should go. That's how egregious it was. That's how bad it was. We'll move on and we'll get into, the most important game of the season, which is, I don't know if it's gotten less important or more important, but
I'll tell you what, this will be an indication not of Mario Cristobal, but of the players and how they respond to their coach being under fire.
Here was Mario Cristobal. This was him just starting his press conference. Still saying he made the wrong decision.
All right, good afternoon. Appreciate you guys being here.
Morning.
Obviously, tough one on Saturday. A really tough one. Defense played really, really well in a game where we were a little bit out of sorts offensively, but a team battled really hard and gave us an opportunity to win. And as I stated, I made the wrong call, take full ownership and not taking a knee and giving them the opportunity to have a couple of extra plays and preventing us from sealing the win. So our guys showed up, both coaches and players showed up with a tremendous attitude, which is not surprising, to get right back to work. and go get better and all focus on improvement and getting ready for our opportunity this weekend and looking forward to getting after it again tomorrow. So questions, please.
Questions, Leroy?
Don't put it on the players. Don't talk about the players. Talk about what you have to do to earn to get that trust back. Right? We were yelling. Every fan was yelling, but there was a player on the sideline that said, "What the bleep are we doing?"
Yeah.
A player.
Yep.
So you ain't got to worry about us, Mario.
And by the way, I'm not. I know Canes fans are kind of going through coping day today, and some people do want to turn attention to North Carolina, and I get you. I'm not going to do the thing with like now I'm going to be mad at the ACC and their terrible refs. First of all, if you guys haven't watched the ACC, their refs have been terrible forever. Okay, and if you think that they're going to all of a sudden expose themselves, let me ask you guys something. Has a last 2-minute report ever made you feel better in the NBA?
No.
Never.
No.
Never. So
In fact,
even if the ACC,
I get more pissed off over people who look forward to seeing the 2-minute report.
so even if the ACC came out and said, "Hey, our bad, Don Chaney was totally down, we effed up," that makes me feel about as good as like everybody's taking blame for not taking a knee. Oh, it was my fault. No, it was my fault. No, it was my fault. I mean, like, great. I get you guys. Don Chaney was down. Guess what? He wasn't called down. They still lost. They're not going to protest the game. So I'm not taking Mario or the Canes coaching staff off the hook one iota because that tempting of karma is what got you there. Sorry, it was. Here is a little bit more of Mario saying, "Got to be tough. Got to get past. Got to be tough."
I think anytime you lose a game, it's I played here. It's agonizing whenever you lose a game, but that's all right. I mean, to do this job and to do what we do, you got to be a really, really tough person. And that's what you have in this building 24/7. And not just myself, the people. Talk about the players, talking about the coaches. That is a given in terms of the DNA necessary to be a Miami Hurricane at any level. So that's part of it. It needs to be. If it's not, we got the wrong person in the building, quite honestly.
All right, cool. But also,
says the guy who, like, you understand why this is so, put it this way, if there were 2 minutes left and Chaney fumbled and then they go down and score, he could say that to take some of the heat off Chaney, right? But this is not that situation.
no.
The guy, talk about we all need to move forward, is the guy who made the mistake.
And the thing is, it's crazy about it is like, he mentions there, "Oh, our defense played a great game." It's like, yeah, could you imagine? They did play a great game. And look how you shell-shocked them in that situation that they're letting people get behind them with no time left because your team was just so stunned on that terrible move of leadership. So, hey, man, like I'm just a lot of pressure this week on Cristobal and that staff and those kids.
Yeah.
I think they'll be okay, but this you're gonna have to take some people laughing at you I think you have your rivals are laughing at you, your fans are pissed, and you're coming up with the teeth of your schedule right now. That's the other thing. I think the thing that's also frustrating about it is like we've talked about the schedule. Like they've been doing nothing but taking care of their business. Okay, you had a bit of a clunker still against a team that I think the Canes are better than Georgia Tech, and to just escape that game, that turd of a game with a win, because the game was terrible. Terribly played, boring, turnovers, sloppy. Defense did play well up until that disaster at the end, but that wasn't their fault. What do you want to ask me?
As a Canes fan, when he talks, do you get more pissed off? Because he's not like
it
he's
doesn't
including his mistake in a group loss.
I
not actually going, I failed my team.
I don't think I think in these situations, there's not much a coach can say to make me feel better. I guess if I had to grade it, I like it better than Manny Diaz's timeline of excuses. Like, I was listening to a little bit of Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, and, he takes blame for it. But then, like, I was listening, and I didn't get this sound because it infuriated me. But, like, he then started talking about, well, USC didn't look that great the other night, and I slammed my laptop close. I'm like, that's amazing. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't tell me. Oh,
exactly.
don't.
Like, so you're just like, my whole point is this: is that they take responsibility while continuing to talk and not take responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? Like the USC comment, or Mario saying, if we can't get past this, you're not the right guy for the job. Like, to just ignore what their leader did.
Josh Hart says, imagine if he would have come out and said, nah, that's not Chaney's fault. Yeah, imagine he comes to the podium with props and he just takes a stick of butter and puts it on his fingers.
I get it. We got to move on.
I know. We do.
But
I'm extending the 24-hour rule, though.
The two coaches commented on the situation where it was clearly on them, have kind of taken responsibility for it while not taking responsibility for it, and just included it with a passing interception at a bad time, or a fumble at a bad time, or a penalty at a bad time. They're just throwing that play in the group of all those other plays that could happen during the course of a game and say, let's move on from it. And it's hard because you are the coaches. You are leading those young men.
Yeah,
and you made the biggest boneheaded mistake in years, not just here.
Well, this is the thing. Like Dade South says, the call sucked and it's inexcusable, but you take 4-1 going into the season. They got to move on. Yeah, but like, dude, you can't take 4-1 like that. It's like you can't say, "Oh, we would have been 4." Dude, you should be. You should be undefeated right now.
And here's
you
the
should
problem.
be
the game outside of the lines of play.
Right.
That's what makes it hard to deal with. No, as bad as they played that game, with all the turnovers and TVD throwing it to the other team and the defense keeping them in there with all the turnovers, at the end of the game, the decisions made by people not on the field lost the game.
Yeah. And
that's the deal with.
That's the thing though. It's like
and it wasn't like a judgment call. It is a call that every coach looks forward to at the end of a game.
Easiest thing you got to do.
Right.
Easiest thing you got to do. And the thing is, like, I don't get all this talk about like, oh, well, our expectations weren't here and this wasn't part of the plan. It's like, hey, I got to tell you, I've watched their performances. I don't care who the competition was for the most part this season. I've been wildly surprised how well they've played, how they've been throttling teams, how they've been manhandling teams. I could have come into Monday and said, I'll accept a stinker. I don't care. They're undefeated.
Right.
This is a faith shaker. This is one that's like, oh man, like, is this guy also gonna have the boneheaded plays, and this guy is not gonna be able to lead us to the top? That's what a loss like that is. I'll take a sloppy win. I don't give a rat's ass. If they beat Georgia Tech and it took they had a gazillion turnovers and it was the worst game ever. But if you were going into North Carolina this week undefeated, who cares? Like, you're talking about huge stakes. Now it's like, now you feel like you need this to save face.
Right.
And like, that's not the position you should be in right now. You should just be focusing on, hey, this kid, what everybody thought about our season and what everybody thought about our limitations going into this week in Chapel Hill, we could change all of that. Everyone could shut the hell up and we could actually do something special. And maybe that'll still happen. Maybe they'll go surprise us and kick the snot out of Mac Brown. But no Canes fans actually going to sit here this week and tell me you got confidence that's going to happen. And if you do, I'm going to call you a liar.
The lack of confidence should only be with what you see on the field. It should never be with the people leading the players. Right? It just shouldn't. It just shouldn't. And And I think, the way they try to avoid this whole situation and say move on or whatever, they don't do that with players. I know coaches, right? Coaches harp on things forever.
Mhm.
I've told a story about Bill Belichick bringing something up to Vinny in a playoff game that happened 10 weeks before that and saying, don't screw it up like you did against Pittsburgh. So, no, it's not the same way. You got to stay on players about their mistakes, about the things so they keep progressing. How do we look at this situation?
The old love to dwell in the past. I guess he wasn't
It's
old at that
sports,
point.
though. It's sports, though, man. Like, you always have to remember, last time you were in this situation, how to be better at it. So it's always going to linger on until you get in that moment again.
Look, I know. I get there's no shot in hell that Mario's never like. I guess I can't say no shot in hell. I mean, he's had something close to this, but I get it. It's not something that's likely to ever happen again. It's just I never thought that this would ever be a problem.
So now the next time they have a home game and it gets to the end of the game, fans are going to bring in signs that say "Take a knee." It's coming, right?
I guess. I don't know, man. Just look.
I would bring a sign.
I'm tired of Mac Brown's face. Just go beat him. Make me feel better. Make me feel better, clown.
Yeah. That being said, we would kind of forget about it without the. Would you forget about it, or would you just think of where we could be if not for that boneheaded?
There'll be some of that for sure. Most important is them getting the win. I mean, like that's the most important thing.
Because they can win the ACC championship.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And not make the playoffs, and that's going to all be on Mario.
For sure. There'll be some regret there, but no, most of it is just get the stink off of it. Go get a win.
Get the stink. Go get a win, especially against this team.
Yep.
Especially against this team.
I hate
you go out and get the win, like you're going to get back to the warm and fuzzies. I
don't want to see Mac Brown do the thing where he tries to shake Mario's hand, just like he did to Manny Diaz. He made Manny Diaz look like a little boy. Like you need that old man needs his comeuppance. Okay.
By the way, he's old as hell.
Old as hell.
He is old, dude. That I don't know how to say this. I haven't played football since 2000, and he recruited me out of high school.
Man,
you're old.
Okay, if I'm old, what does that say about the guy still standing on the sidelines?
I don't know. Did you see him last year in the locker room though? He's swaggy, dude. He's dancing.
He's dancing.
He's like, you know what he's become? He's like football Jim Larinaga.
That's true.
Yeah. Or another guy who's old and kind of Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Pete
Carroll. But when you have a title, you have a national title, and you're still relevant at that age, you can do all that goofiness.
Yep.
Yeah, but man.
Yeah, because people still remember that USC Texas game. So he can do all the goofiness in the world. They still remember that.
Is that not one of the best football games you have ever seen?
So good.
It was so good. For what was at stake, right? It wasn't like the Notre Dame Miami game where you still had to wait for the voters, even though you assume you won.
Right. Take a quick break. Back with more for this.
back to this nice mellow beat, and drop some smooth lyrics. This 88.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here. We got you a chance to win tickets to the NASCAR Series playoffs at Homestead Miami Speedway on October 21st and 22nd. Easy to enter. Just go to WQM.com/contests. If you'd like to purchase tickets, go to HomesteadMiamiSpeedway.com. Leroy, I just sent you during the break. Did you see the commercial for Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou?
No, I'm gonna look at it right now.
It's really good. It's really good. It's basically them training different parts of the world, but everything they do causes like earthquakes to where they are. And look, this fight's gonna stink, but I got the goosies for it. I'm not gonna lie. There's something about this spectacle. I don't care. I just want to see the face off. I want to see just what it looks like in that round one. And then I know Tyson. I think Tyson Fury is enough of a showman. He'll carry Francis for a couple rounds, and then it'll be,
no, because it's different.
How long you want to carry somebody that can knock you out?
He can't knock him out. Yeah. He can't knock him out. He can't.
You don't think Ngannou can knock out Fury?
Did you see him? Like, dude.
I know, but I'm just saying, if he does
heavyweight champ of the world, heavyweight champ.
Here's the problem. The problem is, before I get out of here, the problem is that you ain't messing with a whole bunch of amateur boxers or whatever. You're messing with a haymaker, right? That means that guy gonna come out throwing haymakers. And if you playing with your food and get hit by one, that's what this intrigues me about this fight. It's not like other fights that we've seen like this. You got a legitimate beast that if you play around and get hit with one of those haymakers, it's night-night.
Yep. All right. I know you got to bounce, but we'll get back into this a little bit later on.
Goodbye.
But Leroy's going to check in with the guys at Cleveland. They're like, oh, why won't Deshaun Watson play? Such a different living of sports radio. They take it so seriously over there.
I mean, they don't have much. Come on there, Tobin. I mean,
I understand. They're
ready for the Cavaliers, who's probably going to have to trade Donovan Mitchell by the trade deadline. The Guardians, Tito Francona left. And the Browns, it's the AFC North. They know that at any given moment, it can go down south for them.
I'm just saying, man, he's not. You know what I honestly think Tyson Fury should do? I really think he should go to I guess, PFL after this. I think he should fight MMA. I know he's got Usyk coming in December, but I think next summer he should make the transition because if he's going to beat Usyk, he's going to become a disputed champion. Then what's left to do?
He's going to WWE, man.
No,
I think he's got WWE in him. He could do special occasions for those PLEs. Maybe come for the major four. I think that's.
There's nobody in MMA who can give him boxing money. Like they're doing this in Saudi Arabia. He's supposedly making $200 million for his next 2 fights, which is crazy. That's like Mayweather level.
Oh yeah, that's Floyd. That's Floyd money right there.
I don't know how many people are going to buy Francis. I think Francis Tyson will probably draw more than Usyk versus Tyson. It pains me to say that as a guy who loves boxing, but that's crazy money he's making. The only problem is in MMA, there's nobody who can pay him that in MMA, so it's really not worth for him to do it. Whereas Francis Ngannou is going to make his career earnings and then some for this Tyson Fury fight.
More money than he's ever made at UFC.
Yeah. I think he's banking on this one. So I still would love to see it though. I just think it would be badass if Tyson Fury did decide to step into the cage. I think he's already the baddest man on the planet. He's gonna win every belt after he beats Usyk. I just think that'd be so cool if he had the balls to do that, to go and step into that world. I just don't know what it would take. I don't know what the paycheck would have to be for him to do it, but I cannot. I don't know why. I'm really excited for this spectacle. Maybe it's because it's my birthday. I don't know, but I'm just I'm not for the circus. I don't give a rat's ass this weekend about the YouTube fight versus Tommy Fury. KSI versus Tommy Fury, Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul. I do not care. I'm done. I don't care about it. I don't care about the novelty of it. I don't care about Jake Paul fights anymore because they're not as embarrassing as we thought they were. So they don't put themselves in positions to lose. And it's not like a travesty to watch them fight. it's just kind of mid boxing. So I don't really like it. But the best heavyweight boxer on the planet versus the best mixed martial arts heavyweight on the planet, that tickles my fancy very much. I can't wait for that. Even though I know it's going to be a terrible fight, I don't care. I just want to see the ring walk. I want to see the face off. I want to see the pomp and circumstance. It's just, I'm all for it's just like when it was Floyd versus Connor. I'm like, Connor's not got, he's got no shot. But when Connor landed that one uppercut, oh man, the tent was going crazy.
That one uppercut.
That one uppercut.
You all knew Floyd was going to carry him, and
carry
Floyd's fights, he carries the opponent pretty much.
When Connor was just hitting him with those little hammer fists on the side, I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. All right, we'll take a quick break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Leroy will be back at the top of the hour as he is doing his hit in Cleveland. So we'll hear from our favorite show pony. You already cursed on the show today, by the way. It's good to see that.
Salon, the only guy that could get Leroy to curse like that.
Salon is the only guy who could get him to curse like that for sure, dude. And it was delightful. So if you guys haven't seen it, we'll have that up on YouTube later. You guys can scroll back and watch it now. It was in the, I don't know if it was the first segment. It was in the first hour for sure.
It's 17 minutes. Like 17 minutes.
Like 17 minutes in. Yeah, you guys can go check it out there. And Dade South has already tweeted it out. I've retweeted it as well on Twitter. So if you guys want to check it out, it was hilarious. Hey, football season is here, and so is our Dave & Buster's gift card giveaway. We got your chance to win a $250 gift card from Dave & Buster's to watch college football, the NFL, and more. To enter, go online to WQAM's contest page, submit your entry, and if you win, go Dave & Buster's with your gift card and spend the day watching your favorite teams. All on us, Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood. Miami Dolphins off today. They have been putting up insane numbers. I saw that their PR, their communications departments, Brett Bescheisen put out this. The Miami Dolphins lead the league in 10-plus yard plays. They have 93. 20-plus yard plays, 32, and 50-plus yard plays, they have 8. 8 is 6 more than San Francisco, who has 2 of them. They're 32. San Francisco has 21 of them. The only team that has that's more than that is Detroit, 26. And then for the 10-plus, they have 93. San Francisco has 75. So, I mean, the numbers in yards they're putting up absolutely crazy right now. And one of the reasons for that is Tyreek Hill, who's awesome. And yeah, if you guys tune in, we know the news today. De'Von Achane is going to be out. It seems like a matter of weeks with a knee injury. We don't have all the details on that, but the reports are that injured reserve is on the table for him for at least weeks. Doesn't seem like it's season ending, but they are gathering more information. And obviously a huge bummer for a guy who's been an absolute stud. But Tyreek Hill has a couple of things going on for him. One of them being that he wants to win a gold medal in the Olympics. Not in sprinting, but flag football, which apparently is now an Olympic sport. And I don't know how things become Olympic sports. I don't know why this became an Olympic sport before actual American football became an Olympic sport. But apparently it's an Olympic sport. And Tyreek Hill wants to recruit everybody to try and go and win a gold medal for Team USA. And I mean, there's probably nobody better in the league that would be as good at flag football as Tyreek Hill. He is elusive and really, really hard to catch, which is kind of funny because I don't know if you guys saw this, but you guys familiar with Dante Whitner?
Yeah, the
former
former
DB.
safety.
Yeah, former safety, dude. So he was on TV. I guess he's doing some work for, I think it's for the Commanders television, something like that. NBC Washington, I think is what he's doing, right? And he was talking about, maybe it was for San Francisco, I'm not sure, but he was doing a hit, and he basically said Dak Prescott sucks, period. All right, so he says that on his TV show. Not a nice thing to say, but it's not the most egregious thing in the world. He's an analyst. Dak Prescott did suck on Sunday. Terrible. He said it was one of the most humbling losses ever. And so Dante Whitner says this, and Tyreek Hill comments on it. And he says, "What's up with the old heads?" Basically calling Dante Whitner a hater.
He called him old.
Called him old. Yeah, and the old don't like being called old, J-Fig.
No.
Especially when they think they're still young.
Well, he's not old. I mean, like I just
That's
looked
what
it
I'm
up.
saying. That's what I'm saying. He called Dante Whitner old, and I'm like, I think Dante Whitner stopped playing football maybe 3 or 4 years ago. He's not really old.
He's 38. He's not that old. He's not that old. I mean, like, you have a lot of your life to live where Dante Whitner is in his life. But he commented at Tyreek Hill and says, "You're fast, but you're lucky. I'd have killed you on that field. Mind your business, homie." And I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. He was not, I mean, like all that Tyreek Hill did was call him old. And he did not like that. He did not appreciate that. But it did make me think, like, I know that, he comes from this different era of like 5 years ago. But like,
Point for Tobin.
I'm just confused by how upset he is. And then Tyreek Hill said, "Why did you delete your comment? And I promise I won't hate on no NFL player. I stand on business." He's so Tyreek Hill wants to know, like, why did you delete the "I'd kill you" comment on the field? And I got to tell you, I was wondering this because I don't think I've seen it in his Dolphins career, which was only spanned, a season and a quarter. Who hits him hard? I don't understand how. I don't remember the last time. I think the only time
Quentin Williams.
Quentin Williams hit him hard.
And it wasn't even a hit hard. He just threw him off when they got the fumble recovery.
I don't even. Yeah, I don't even. And I was even asking. Like, I asked a couple of my Kansas City Chiefs fan friends. I'm like, do you ever remember Tyreek Hill getting hit hard? It seems impossible.
Tobin, to hit something, you would have to catch it.
Yeah,
you can't catch the cheetah.
I don't think Dante Whitner's got a shot in hell of catching him.
Well, it does depend on, like you said, if this was 5-6 years ago, where they probably could hold and be a little bit more aggressive, so that maybe slow him down a little.
Maybe a little.
If he does catch the ball, maybe that split second of being held back, he may lay a hit on him. But the actuality of that happening is slim to none, bro. Here's the thing about this guy. It's not only is he fast, he's pretty damn strong as well. He's pretty put together.
Yeah.
So to hit him, it's not like you're hitting me. You hit him, you might bounce off him, and he still goes. So yeah, I don't
know, man. He was like, "I'd kill you." I get it. He's upset because he got called old by Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill will just be waking up in the morning. He's just like, "I'm gonna troll somebody today." That's how he lives his life. And he knows as soon as Dante Whitner comments on that, because what Tyreek Hill is just like, these old guys, even though he's not old,
Toby, you know what I also realized? The young doesn't like to criticize the young.
No, they love to criticize the old. It's more
they
fun.
Love to criticize the old, and the old love criticizing the young. But the old will criticize on the old as well. But
of course,
the young don't criticize on the young.
No, because
it's considered hate.
It's considered hate. But like when you are but you love to call somebody who's not in your generation old, even though again Dante Whitner is, he's 10 years older than Tyreek Hill. It's not nothing.
That's your older brother, that's like your older brother or uncle, your young uncle at least.
It's not nothing, but geez, dude, I'm just like sitting here and he was so mad. But the one thing I will say about Tyreek Hill, like I don't know if Tyreek Hill, he's got his podcast. He says he's never going to hate on anybody. It is part of the gig. Is it strong to say Dak Prescott sucks? Not after that game. I mean, he was pretty terrible.
But this goes back to what I'm saying. The young doesn't like hating on the young. Like, here's another one. Whatchamacallit? What's his name? Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons doesn't like hating on the current generation. Rodney Harrison hated on Zach Wilson 2 weeks ago. Remember, he was like, he's a bum and everything like that. And he had to come back, take it back. Right. Well, Joe Namath, the old don't have a problem. Well, they say it's criticizing, but
Joe Namath gets a pass, though. Joe Namath, you can't say anything to Joe Namath.
It doesn't matter. Listen, there's certain players, if they say something, you just gotta let him pass. If Marino said something, you would have to let him pass.
If Dan Marino said something about Tua, which he would never do because he loves Tua, but if he had to say it, you'd have to eat it.
You would just have to take it. You got to eat that up.
If D Wade ever came out and said anything about Jimmy, not that he would, but if he ever did,
just got to eat it.
You just got to eat it. Like you can't go out there and say, "Well, D Wade's a hater," and I would hate it if if he had anything to say about Tyler better not say, "Well, he's old." Yeah. Now, if Shane Battier said something, we could have a beef.
Really, Shane Battier? If he said it, would probably be in the nicest, so
No, it
most
probably
polite
would
way.
be. And he's still like, listen, he's got credentials. He's a finals hero. He had 6 threes in a game 7. But, I'll allow that more than you going after the GOAT.
I got somebody for you. What if Goran said something?
He probably will. He's super honest.
You said
He'll
something.
back him up.
You know what this should be? I'll tell you what should be a podcast, honestly. You know who should do a podcast together? It should be UD and Goran. That would be a great podcast. UD and Goran together. Oh, I mean, they'd be super honest. They'd be ripping everybody. But like you'd have, Goran do it in his, of course, super honest Slovenian accent. It would be a delight. And then UD just cursing up a storm.
Yep.
I would love that. I think Goran and UD need to do a podcast together. Dragon and the OG.
Goran is a
OG.
cheater. So I tell you, I love you, but you're a cheater.
That's true. He did say that Goran cheats at cards. Says he forgets. He pretends like he doesn't speak English. That's just a sad move.
Beef.
Goran Dragic, get me OG and the Dragon as a podcast together. That's a good podcast. You forget all these other NBA players trying to put a podcast together. Who else would have 2 Heat lifers together? But you have the delightful ambiance of Goran Dragic's Slovenianness, and of course the unfilteredness of Udonis Haslem. I should produce. Listen, I'm a star maker. Let's just put that podcast together.
Man, look at you. They could have used you a month ago when there was a writer's strike.
You know what, dude? I think
I'm unbelievable idea.
I might have to hit him up. I might have to hit the DMs today and say, "Go, little group chat, Gogi."
Oh.
Yeah,
You know, Tubi's always looking for shows. There,
I'm telling you, dude. Gogi, UD podcast together. It'd be a smash hit.
Radio.
Smash. Think about it. You get everybody too. You get Udonis. You could get LeBron. Gogi. He could go get Nikola Jokic. The connections would be.
Luka.
They span worldwide. You could get Luka. Oh man, Goran Dragic. Yep. Gogi and UD podcast. Got to get it together. Take a break. Back after this.
1, 2, 3.
right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm, youraccidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Oh, pretty calm day. Barely moving. Clouds are moving. Looks like they are coming out of the east. Although I can't really tell. Winds are 5 to 10 miles an hour. And it looks like it's about 87 degrees on a partly cloudy day.
All right. Well, he's a golfer then.
Okay, are these dogs your dogs or is this just
No, that's my dogs.
What are they freaking out about?
A car drove by. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Maybe oh no. You know who they want to kill?
Huh?
Amazon guy.
Oh,
They
man.
like somebody walking up the walkway.
Dude won't mind his own
yeah.
business, dude. I mean, enough
Yeah.
already. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
No trucks.
Big local news of the day is Dolphins running back De'Von Achane. He is going to miss some time with a knee injury. We do not know the extent of it yet, but he's expected to miss multiple weeks, according to several media outlets. Mike McDaniel, he was telling reporters that he's getting further evaluation, figure out what the severity of the injury is.
If there's swelling, they wait to do the MRI till the swelling goes down. And then they'll do that. It could also be a second opinion because a lot of times, unless it's all the way torn, the team will never suggest surgery. Right?
Mike McDaniel said yesterday, he said it's something we're treating and that we'll get more information on. He was in and out of the game, a standard rotation. He thought he might have something, but he's such a tough kid. It was tough to read, so we need to evaluate more, and that's what we're doing today, which is what he means for yesterday. Dolphins are off today. We probably won't get an official word on anything until tomorrow when they are back at practice.
Right.
But he's obviously been
the fact that they already said he's going to miss several weeks.
Not great.
That should be right.
Achane, he has 12.1 yards per carry, and that is pretty crazy. That's nearly 5 yards greater than the next closest player, according to ESPN, Breece Hall, who's getting 7.2, who's also amazing. And he's coming off an ACL tear. I mean, it's insane. Achane right now, his yards per carry is the highest in NFL history through the team's first 5 games of the season, and he really has only played 3.
Not even.
So,
I mean, he had what, 2 carries?
He really didn't get going until week 3.
Right.
Week 3 is like really when he his run so far. Didn't play week 1. Week 2 against the Patriots, 1 carry, 5 yards. The next week, 18 carries, 203 yards. Next week against Buffalo, 8 carries, 101 yards. And against the Giants, 11 carries, 151. And in those games, he's had carries of 67 yards, 55 yards, and 76 yards.
Which is amazing that they lost 48-20 and he had 100.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Keep it close.
Hey, baby. Like, listen, this guy, he has been sensational. I'm really going to miss him. I mean, like I didn't think there was a guy who I could miss more than Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle in a game. And this guy has been so sensational. But obviously, look, do whatever's best and get him. If it's possible to have him right for the end of the season, they do have some running back reinforcements coming with Jeff Wilson. Savon Ahmed had a really good preseason. Even Chris Brooks, that he's a moose. So,
yep.
And Raheem Mostert's no slouch either.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
I think fantasy owners of Mostert are happy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right, Vlad. But look, they did one drive where they really were. It felt like alternating handoffs between them. It was like boom, next play Mostert, next play Achane, next play Mostert. So Mike McDaniel, he likes to get everybody his touches if he can.
I mean, I think it's not more of everybody getting touches, but keeping everybody fresh. Like he doesn't want to, when you have a very similar running back coming in to replace Achane or Mostert, it's very easy to make sure you keep them both fresh, right? Because you're basically getting the same look from both guys, right? They're seeing very similar things because they have the same skill set. So, yeah.
Also in headlines today, the Miami Heat, they are back on the hardwood. Preseason action starts tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. And
Are you doing pregame this year?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, no, Solana.
Yeah, Solana's doing it.
No, you did that 1 year.
I didn't even do it for a year. I did it for I did it periodically. If Zaslow was out for a day here, I was like a pinch hitter.
Oh, okay.
You know?
All
but
right.
no.
So you were like Dono.
I like to be boots on the ground. I like to,
Are you going tonight?
No, because I was there last night. I'm
sorry.
Conversation started with, I like to be boots on the ground.
No, but let me explain. Whoa, hold on. I do like to be boots on the ground, but I went to Heat on Saturday. I went to camp. Right. Then I went yesterday. I did the red, white, and pink scrimmage and broadcasted for our station. And I felt really bad as a dad because I mother bleeping missed my son getting his fourth stripe yesterday. And I was like, oh. Yeah, he got a rear naked choke yesterday, and he got his fourth stripe. Oh. I was like,
wow, you missed it for a scrimmage.
I missed it, dude. I felt terrible. So yeah, he's doing awesome though. So but I missed it. I felt like such a bastard. But so no, I'm not going tonight. I'm going to say sorry, and I'm gonna miss Heat Hornets preseason. I'm going to be cheeks on the couch, not boots on the ground.
All right.
You should be taking him to like Dave or Buster's or something, man.
No, we'll do something. I mean, we'll do something, but he's by the time the Heat game starts, he's almost in bed anyway. 7-year-olds go to bed pretty early, but he was a monster yesterday, dude. I was like, ooh, took down a. I won't say anything about the kid because I'm not Leroy treating him like a middle reliever, but he was.
I just want to know that the guy he choked out was formidable.
He was bigger than him.
Oh, there he
No one escapes you guys.
What? Bigger and older.
All right. You remember that? Hey, you know what? That's not a thing when you're an adult, but when you're a kid, ooh, I'm in the first grade. He's in the second grade.
It is.
He's bigger, right? It is a thing. And
he is. He's younger than a lot of his class, but he's not small.
He's a moose.
So I was really proud of him. But
all right,
time to turn the page. All right, now it's time to get to the next stripe. Next stripe's a red stripe.
All right,
not the beer.
No. Oh, delicious. Anyway, Heat preseason action tonight, 7:30, 6:15 preheat. Alejandro Solana get you going. Tommy Tig with the pregame show. Then of course Jason Jackson, Amy Audibert. They'll have all that action for you today from the Kaseya Center. And we'll see what happens. See who the stars are there tonight. Last night, Cole Swider. He was the star. Intangibles. Tyler Herro, though, he was coming out there. I mean, he at one point pulled up from the fireball from like mid-court. He's like, why not?
Was that a shot at Dame?
I don't know. He
usually take those logo shots, so logo hero.
He hit like his first three, Vlad. I think he was just feeling. He goes, let me try it. Him and Dunks. Dunks is feeling it too.
I mean, you got look. They have the same types of guys, right? And I think if they have a hot season shooting a three, that'll change a lot of people's.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
No,
man, they went to the finals and had a down year shooting a three.
Especially the regular season for sure. They got better in the playoffs.
Got better, but you never felt confident in 3-point shooting all year.
It was ice cold. And I am curious to see Tyler Herro, takes about 8 a game. Like I wonder if he even ups that a little bit more because he is a really good 3-point shooter.
I mean, he's not good as dunks.
Duncan Robinson, okay. It's like, but he's.
Would you rather Tyler get the 10 shots or dunks?
Oof. I mean, they're both really
It's
good.
Tyler. I think it's Tyler. I saw dunk some open threes in a game.
Yeah, Tyler's gonna get the game. He's gonna get it in the important moments.
Right, of course.
Tyler's not missing that three.
No.
Which is weird because we feel that way about him, but nobody else in the league does.
He's getting slapped in the face by ESPN today with their garbage top 100 ranking, putting him 79th behind somebody called Scoot Henderson.
No, but and I'm thinking about it. Austin Reaves, right?
Yeah.
Didn't he average 20?
No, he averaged 13.
Oh, really? You already.
Well, he was coming off the bench.
Trust me, I looked at the numbers. I looked at the. You know what? You want to know what he led Tyler Herro in the league? Being a Laker. That's what he led him in the league.
And defensive stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you don't think.
Yeah, I trust me, guys. I've seen plenty of TikToks going around of Austin Reaves, the stopper. Everything is him hitting a shot and doing, I'm him. Nobody says I'm him after getting a steal.
Tangibles do.
Bro,
Yeah.
This guy. Look, I don't want to hate on Austin.
You are hating
I don't
on
want
him.
to hate on Austin Reaves. I just think
You're
it's a
hating
little
on him.
ridiculous. I think it's a little ridiculous.
You're hating on him.
I'm not hating on him. I think that
Dude,
to vault him past Tyler Herro
You know
is
what's
a little
funny?
silly.
Toby, you know what's funny? Leroy, you know what's funny? If he was a Miami Heat player,
Oh,
my
people like,
God.
Hard to say.
Dude, Austin Reaves, dude.
What do
It damnly blows.
Let's be real. No. Hold on. Let's be real about something. The Heat have found like 6 Austin Reaves over the last 7 seasons, and they don't get treated like Austin Reaves.
Who?
Oh, Duncan Robinson and Max Strus.
Max Strus is closer.
I mean, like, what? This is, but because he's a Laker. Wait a minute. I'm telling you, Gabe Vincent's going to be number 30 in these rankings.
You know they say in LA, if not for Austin Reaves, they don't make it to the
Western Conference Finals. Guess what?
Yeah. So like,
Okay.
all right.
That's cute. Hey, listen, that's good making it to a conference finals. Tyler Herro did that as a teenager.
Hey, I just know Austin Reaves made the U.S. team that went to.
I know.
They went to what was it, Japan or whatever?
He's coming for Tyler Herro stuff, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
You think Tyler Herro should have been on that team?
I mean, he did have the broken hand he was recovering from in the summer. I don't know.
But wait, look,
He was on the. He was on the.
You
I mean, like,
understand that it's not just me who thinks that.
Now, hold on. I just want to be clear about this. You're talking about Austin Reaves, one of the most important players on a team that lost to Latvia. That Austin Reaves, a team that was. Hold on. I just want to be clear. A team that came home shameless and medalless. That's what we're caping up for here. So an embarrassment to our nation. That came home with no hardware. You're right. No. Austin Reaves. Good job.
So you're saying that if Tyler Herro was on that team, there would be we would be coming home with.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
We'll be coming home with some type of medal.
No, you better not.
Well, all I do
is
let me just tell you, Vlad. I don't know, but here's what I would say: the only Heat player that did go to the FIBA World Cup came home with some hardware, and that's Nikola Jovic. So I don't know. Hard to say, I guess, but hard to say. But all I know is we sent one guy to the tournament, and he came back with some hardware. And the Lakers, they sent their precious Austin Reaves there, and he came home empty-handed.
I'm waiting for him to say that.
Why did you switch from Tyler Herro to Jovic?
I'm just using the example. I mean, Tyler Herro wasn't on a team, but it's just interesting that we're kissing Austin Reaves' ass for being on America.
We're not kissing. Listen,
I have a starter.
This whole conversation started because you asked, how is Austin Reaves ranked higher than Tyler?
No, you don't have to tell me how he's ranked higher. I know how he's ranked higher.
It ain't
He plays for the Lakers.
He's a Laker.
No. Okay, dude. All right, dude.
Well, no, Leroy, you have to understand because we have to enjoy this, you and I. Because this is the first time. This is really white on white crime going on because it's Austin Reaves versus Tyler Herro.
He's hating.
I'm not hating on Austin Reaves just because he's intangibles.
No. Because Tobin, the only reason why you're hating is because he plays in Los Angeles. This is a market hate. This is market hate right now.
Yeah.
Right. This is market hate.
It ain't got nothing to do with Austin Reaves.
Right. Because if Austin Reaves was playing for OKC and he was getting all this praise and credit, you'd be like, yeah, he's a good player. But because he plays for the Lakers, that's why you're hating on Austin
Right,
Reaves.
but here's the thing. He wouldn't get all this credit if he played for another team. If he played for
Really?
the Charlotte Hornets, you'd never hear about him. If he played for
You can't hate on him that when he's on TV or he is
Oh
on the
my
camera,
God.
he's producing.
Enough
That's
of
the
him.
thing.
Enough. And let
Wait
me
a
tell
minute. Hold on, Tobin. Wasn't Tyler Herro getting all the credit in the world after his rookie year because people were seeing him in the postseason and what he was doing?
No, he wasn't getting credit. You had Paul Pierce. He was like, I'm not going to call him Boy Wonder. I'm not going to call him that. One game.
Well, that's Paul Pierce. He's born hating.
He's an
And
A1
it's
hater.
come on. Come on. He's hating on. He's still hating on.
I
D-Wade.
don't want to hate on Austin Reaves, but it's silly to look at his credentials and say he's a better player than Tyler Herro. He's not. He's not. He's good, but he's not Tyler Herro.
You know what's
Like-
sad though, Tobin?
What?
If Austin Reaves is included in a trade, I think people will take him.
You know what, Vlad? You're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. If it was acted like, oh, give up Dame for Austin Reaves, I don't know. But that's kind of but you're making my point for me. It's silly.
No,
He has done nothing in his career better than Tyler Herro. Nothing
except play for the Lakers.
except play for the Lakers.
So is your anger
Doesn't average as many points.
Is your anger more about the Lakers or about Austin Reaves?
The Lakers.
Okay, so why
Austin Reaves probably Heat culture. I mean, like in all honesty, he seems like a perfectly nice gentleman. But unfortunately for him, I have to have this cause because he's not Boy Wonder. And by the way, there's something about J-Fig. Tell me if you agree with this or not. Something about headband Boy Wonder, right? He's got a little something more to him with the headband.
Oh my goodness, really?
I'm telling you, dude, headband Boy Wonder, something about him. Why? What do you mean?
You like what's wrong with you today?
You don't think headband Boy Wonder's got something to him?
Is it the same as Dredge Jimmy or Goth Jimmy, Emu Jimmy?
Emu Jimmy.
Emu, whatever it's called.
-1.
Emo Jimmy.
No.
Emu, like whatever. Look, it's crazy. You like stop. Listen.
What?
First of all, you can't like disrespect Austin Reaves because you hate the Lakers. That ain't got nothing to do with him. Y'all stop laughing at me.
I guess.
We'll take a quick break. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, new Panthers center Kevin Stenlund is going to join us. We'll talk some cats with him coming on up, but we got a little 15 minutes of Game Day Uncensored coming up next.
Florida Lexus dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Stars and Strings, a great night of country music, is coming back to Hard Rock Live on November 1st. And we're giving you a chance to win tickets. You like those ketchup chips there, dude? How are they?
Chips.
They good?
Yeah, they are.
Dude? Yeah.
You think he's the only one that knows a Canadian?
Leroy, I mean, it's literally like we're mic'd up in your bag. Anyway, Stars and Strings coming to Hard Rock Live on November 1st. We're giving you a chance to win tickets to go see Jordan Davis, Hardy, Brian Kelly, Ashton McBride, Cole Swindell, and Haley Witters. Text the word strings to 20357. That's strings to 20357, and you're entered. Tickets are available for purchase at starsandstrings.com. Miami Dolphins are off today as they get ready for the Carolina Panthers. I saw a little bit, Leroy. I think they're gonna release a mic'd up with Zach Sealer later on today, the Dolphins, and I saw the preview clip, and he's terrifying. I mean, like, getting tackled by him looks not fun.
It's never fun.
It's a giant.
They just fall and plop on you. They're not little.
It's like a giant grizzly bear just decides, hey, boo boo.
Except there's 4 of them.
I mean, it was great to see Sealer back doing it, and Wilkins.
When I was playing, we had a guy we used to play when we was against Green Bay, Gilbert Brown. He was a grape less than 400.
Oh, from the Packers.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was a grape less.
Yeah.
he
Yeah. That's
was
true.
a great, dude.
Wow.
I'm telling you, he was listed as 350. So when you list somebody at 350, what that mean?
No, it's a fair point. Don't they have restrictions? Like, doesn't he lose money on a certain weight?
If you can move, if you can, like, his
But
job
you
was
had
to clog up the middle.
But you had a certain weight that you had to be at, didn't you?
That was a skill position.
That's not fair.
Is it not?
I don't know. I just feel
You
like
can't be a 230-pound nose tackle.
What was your limit?
I only had it when I was in Cleveland.
Belichick?
215, 220. Yeah.
215 and 220? When did you
In
get
between that.
Oh, in
215,
between.
220.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever miss?
No.
Did you ever come close?
Yeah.
Do you think about the fine was worth it?
Every week we had a meeting in the team facility on Thursday nights after dinner to go make weight.
Jesus.
So we basically cut weight. Except for Jerry Ball. Jerry Ball said, I only got 10 pounds this week. I'm like, 10 pounds, you gonna make it? He's not 10 pounds where I want to be.
Oh, man. We'll take a quick break. Panthers center Kevin Stenlund. He's going to join us coming up next. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Exciting night tonight, of course. The Miami Heat start their preseason schedule. Panthers are done with their preseason schedule because they got their season coming on up Thursday in Minnesota against the Wild. They are getting some just wrapped up a little bit of practice, Leroy, as they are winding things down. Going to start this season with a little 3-game road trip before their home opener next week against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that should be an electric atmosphere down here. Always is. So let's talk a little cats, man. Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors and one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. New Panther, new center, Kevin Stenlund joining us here on the show. Kevin, what's going on, dude? How are you?
Hi, guys. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Listen, it's exciting to have you down here after some ventures in cold cities. How much are you enjoying South Florida living? Is this? I feel like this is becoming the new buzz. Everybody realizes, hockey down in paradise. This is genius.
It is nice. It is nice to walk outside, and when it's good weather pretty much every day, so it's I can't complain.
I had asked you, Kevin, I was watching before the show today, a little bit of a fight you got in last year. You got the best of this dude. I don't know who would trifle with you on the ice, man. You're 6'4", you're an absolute moose and a monster. When somebody does feel a little bit froggy, do you feel like this guy's made the worst decision of his life because I'm going to mess him up?
I don't know. I haven't dropped my gloves yet, so I'll see if that happens this year.
Isn't it? It's crazy that of all the things that go on in hockey, that's probably the least explainable, because a hockey player can explain why these things happen, why these fights have to happen, but a fan has no idea that, and you're just shrugging it off like, yeah, it had to be done. And we're like, and it's hard to explain why.
It's a fun part of the game. It's a lot happening. There's a lot going on during the game, so it's a fun part of it.
Well, at 6'4", I'm more. I mean, you're probably having more fun than others.
Well, some say small ball. I don't know.
I think I've seen at the facility though, Kevin. Like, there actually is a heavy bag in the gym. Yeah, like, are there people who actually do have to practice with the gloves off? I know you're skilled, you're doing things, you're getting the mix of everything, so you're not necessarily an enforcer, but are there people on the team that actually do spend time in the bag to get themselves right to beat people up?
Not that I've seen, but I don't know what everyone's doing on the off season, so I don't know.
So what is your training like in the off season? Did you come down here and train mostly down here? You train back at home and then come here a certain period of time before camp?
Yeah, I came probably 3 weeks before camp. I was home back in Stockholm for mostly the summer, so I train back home. I do my stuff there, and then eventually, when times comes, I'll get over here before camp.
How has it been just blending yourself in the locker room, Kevin? Were there relationships with certain guys that you had coming in, or was it kind of a whole new fresh set for you of having to get to know the guys?
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of guys. I know Dolphs a little bit, Dolpe. I know Billy from Columbus. That was pretty much it. So it's brand new. So it's fun. It's fun.
Is that the toughest part of the whole move and everything, is getting acclimated to not just the organization, but the other players?
There's always new personality and new teammates to get to know and stuff like that, but it's just a fun part. It's
Right.
Nothing that bothers me or stuff like that, so it's just fun.
What's been the message from Paul Maurice, Kevin, in camp? Because obviously the Cats went far last year. You coming in here to add even more to see if they can get over the hump. But like, what's, I guess, been the message from Coach to kind of turn the page and get into this new year where obviously the expectations will be high?
Well, just get into the group, get into the system. We play here, so it's I just do it as soon as I can, as fast as I can, and then get going from there.
I saw this. There were some notes from practice today that came out that said that Sergei Bobrovsky was asking Matthew Tkachuk to hit him in the face with pucks. Why?
I wasn't part of it, so I don't know. We gotta ask them, but maybe he's trying to a new style of goaltending. So I don't know.
We love Sergei. We've had him on the show a ton. Goalies are weird, right? Like there's just something about they all seem to be a little bit of a different breed. Like, would you agree with that? And if so, like, what about them makes them weird?
They're always every guy is special pretty much, but the goalie is the goalie. He got to do certain things and stuff like that. So, but I mean, Sergei is the professional of all professionals, so it's he does everything to his toes.
It's probably the only position in sports I could think of that you could be drinking water and 5 seconds later is some of the most intense play that you'll have all game. Like, it's the craziest position where you have to go from 0 to 60 and 60 to 0.
Oh yeah, and it can stay for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So it's
right.
Tough gig.
What like is there a weirdest thing you have seen from any goalie teammates that you have had? I know Sergei has got a lot of his routine that he's very true to. He doesn't like to mess with it. That's just kind of his thing. Is there anything odd you've seen? I've heard of goalies talking to pucks by themselves, just trying to meditate by themselves. What's a weird thing that you have seen a goalie or any teammate do to get ready for games?
Yeah, I've seen goalies talk to pucks. That's pretty much the craziest thing I've ever experienced. But
did it work?
Well, that game, no, but games probably good.
We're talking to Kevin Stenlund, new Panthers center. The Panthers just released their opening day roster. Kevin, do you have any weird superstitions? Is there anything that you have to do before games to get ready? Do you have anything that has to be done? Or are you a guy who, if a streak is going, you'll do a certain routine? Any weird superstitions for you? I think we lost. Did we lose Kevin? We lost the connection with him?
I don't know. He's staring.
He's staring. I think, yeah.
He's staring like he was about to take a penalty shot.
Yeah.
He is. He's very as our boy Bob would say, focused. Focused. We'll see if we can reconnect.
Let you know if he.
We'll see if we can reconnect with Kevin there from the Panthers facility. I know that office.
Yep, that's where we were eating.
That's not where we were eating.
That's where you were eating, probably.
No, that's where we got our food.
That's not the same building.
It's not.
No, they're in Minnesota.
They're in Coral Springs right now.
Oh,
they're at the Ice Den.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking they probably left.
Oh, he just got disconnected.
Bummer. Well, it didn't work that game. And then I wonder what the new conversation is with the puck the next time. You're like, oh, puck? Not this time.
I mean, especially when he doesn't really have a whole lot of interaction with the puck.
I don't
right?
know. Well,
the less interaction the goalie has, the better.
Well, the less he has, the better. I mean, they will have some interactions at certain times to get things going, but
okay.
It's it looks like Kevin is back, reconnected with us here from the Panthers facility. So, Kevin, we were asking, do you have any weird superstitions? What if you do, what are they? Do you have any weird routines, things you have to do?
I can't say I have. Like, obviously, I put right skate before left and so on, but nothing really crazy. I tape my sticks. I do. Well, just everyone is preparing themselves. Like, it's nothing really stands out, I'll say.
When you do say, you realize when you say I put my right skate on before my left every week, that is one of those things. like I can't wait.
It's like brushing my teeth, so it's like it's
right. So you don't recognize it, but as an outsider, I'm saying, wow. I started thinking, what shoe do I put on first? And I'm like, whoa, that's too deep. I'm like,
Yep. Yeah, it's just since I don't know when, but it just started. And
you just do it. You don't stop, right?
Kevin, have you getting used to living in South Florida? Have you come across anything strange? Iguanas, wildlife around here. What has been your reaction to all the jungle creatures we have down here?
There was a funny part. I don't live in a house. I live in an apartment, so I haven't seen much of it. But I know Ulrich Maloshin got I think it was iguana in his bedroom. So
in his bedroom?
Wait, what?
Yeah. I don't know how we got it. It was there.
Was it a giant or was it a small iguana? Like how big was this? How big was?
Smaller, greenish. I don't know. It was in his bedroom, so I know his girlfriend was kind of freaked out.
That's understandable, man. Hey, Kevin, we can't wait for the season. What are your vibes this week? We got season coming up. Like, is it excitement? Is it jitters? Like, what are the feelings as you guys are getting going here?
Oh, it is excitement. It was a long preseason, a good camp, but it's obviously a lot of fun to get going and start to move things around here.
Has there been any sense seeing what they did last year, but have you come in immediately and be like, oh, I really do feel like this team has something that could be special again? Like, have you noticed the talent immediately coming in here?
Well, obviously just how everyone is behaving themselves during like off ice and on ice and how hard everyone is practicing. I think that was the biggest thing coming here and see that. So I'm really excited for the season and hopefully we can achieve a lot of things.
Yeah, man, we can't wait for it. Welcome to South Florida, man. Thank you for the time and all the best, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. Panthers. Kevin Stenlund joining us here.
You do realize that I'm starting to figure something out here with athletes.
Yeah.
When they say, do you do something quirky? They'll name something they do every day and it's quirky, but because they do it, they don't even realize it.
Right.
Like I started thinking, what shoe do I put on first? I grab my shoes and whatever shoe I have in,
whatever.
I just put that one on.
You definitely had some weird thing. I'm sure if I asked my staff, I'm sure you had some weird thing that you did.
This is the only thing I had to do before every game.
Eat?
No, that was halftime.
Ketchup chips.
No, but here's what I did. When we came back from the on the field, right? I always stole a pillow from the hotel. And I would put that pillow back in my locker. And while everybody was getting all fired up for the game, I'd lay back and take a little power nap.
Hold on, Leroy.
Of course you would.
Nick T said, didn't you put hot dogs in the sausage in your socks?
Oh, I did that for preseason.
That's quirky.
No, it's not.
That's just efficient.
That's efficient, dude. You only go, wait, think about it. You only playing 10, 12 plays. And then you come back after halftime and you ain't playing no more. You don't have no pads on or nothing.
You don't want to walk for snacks.
Your socks? In your socks, bro?
Where else I'm gonna put hot dog, dude? It's in the foil.
The only thing other move you could do is get food from the fans behind the bench. That's
too risky. Too risky.
True.
Too risky. But no, so I just took a little power nap. Dude, I just lay back. And my coach would always walk by and go, "You really fired up for this one, huh?"
Fired up.
Yeah, you really fired up for this one. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm good."
Listen, some people bash their heads against the wall. Some people get slapped by John Henderson, like John Henderson and Leroy. He's just taking a little siesta, baby.
I find it, you can't get yourself ready to be hit for a whole football game by getting all psyched up before you go out there. You'll run out of energy. So just take a little nap, relax, baby. You're gonna get hit regardless.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is a good point. But he
so you want to be at peace.
Huh?
You want to be at peace with getting hit.
I know what's about to happen. I know my mind got to be right to return aggression. So I'm just gonna chill. That's it. But I did, yes. Every week I took a hotel pillow.
That's quirk. That's a quirk.
No, it's not. I needed it. I couldn't lay on what was I gonna lay on? See? Gotcha. Don't worry. I tried laying on my travel bag. Too hard. So I had to get a pillow. I tried towels.
Stealing hotel pillows.
Well,
it's in the budget.
It's in the
it's not his.
We lose X amount of towels and X amount of pillows every year.
It's no.
We gotta,
Dude, in the 90s, I'm sorry. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, I'm sorry. That was Leroy Horde who was stealing all those pillows at the Marriott
Hey,
courtyards,
hey.
whatever hotel you were staying in.
I don't know where we stay. I mean, some of these towns, they top of the line hotel was like a Motel 6. like you had, or you had to stay
pillows.
you had to stay so far away, right? Like when we went to Cincinnati, you actually fly into Kentucky. Then you take a bus to downtown Cincinnati and you stay at downtown Cincinnati, right? Pittsburgh, we took a bus because it was more of a pain to fly there. We took a bus and we stayed, I think we stayed close. But some places like Green Bay, if you like Chicago, we stayed close. There's a couple of places, like when you go out to LA, you never stay close. So yeah, it was like for Dallas, you play in Dallas, there's nothing around Dallas. You got to stay in the outskirts. So there's places.
We'll take a quick break. Final hour coming up. We got to get to damages done, my friend. Haven't done that yet as well. So lots more to get to. Get you caught up with your headlines. A lot of things happening here locally. And thanks again to Kevin Stenlund for stopping by the show. Appreciate that from him. Back with more after this.
Get money. New money.
Telling you right now, Wembanyama better not try that headbutt move on Bam on Friday. You better know how to use your weapons, like Herb Dean says. I do feel bad for Chet Holmgren though, because it's like everybody's like, "Oh, look at that play by Wembanyama." He goes, "He headbutt me."
You know how hard it is for a 7'3" guy to say he got headbutt by a 7'5"
I
guy.
understand.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's
tough.
probably the only person that could happen to.
It was a collision
That's
course.
why you remember Shaq said it was easy playing against Yao Ming because we were the same height.
Never thought about it like that.
That didn't mean you headbutt each other though.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you have a big head. You don't want to headbutt that.
Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Miami Heat open up the preseason tonight against the Charlotte Hornets, 7:30. Your tip from the Kaseya Center, Caleb Martin. Looks like he is going to be out tonight. He's been dealing with a knee. He was the only guy not to play in the scrimmage yesterday. They were saying this on Saturday. They were saying he was dealing with some tendonitis. So going easy on Caleb Martin. Obviously, it's a long season ahead. No need to rush things for him. But you want him healthy because that guy's good.
Pretty much.
He's good.
Yes, you do.
He is. He's really good. So got that tonight. Of course, we got baseball playoffs later on today. Houston and Minnesota. They will play game 3 of their ALDS series. 4:07 is when that gets going. Later on tonight, it is Baltimore at Texas at 8:03. Texas could close that puppy out tonight. They are up 2-0 in the division series. Those games are on Fox. Meanwhile, we had the Miami Hurricanes. They are trying to turn the page and get ready for North Carolina. But let's hear a little bit from Mario Cristobal. He said to reporters yesterday that he took this mistake head on with his team. Here's Mario Cristobal.
Tell you what I told them. I told, any player that fumbled the ball, anybody that was on the field at that time, I just told them take it off of them. I just could have made it easier and nailed it. So that's it. I don't want to point at players. You know what I mean? But I understand the question, and it's a fair question. It's just that's the way we've gone about it, because again, make sure that, when you have a company, an organization, a family, that you're able to take complete ownership when you have to, right? So you could always go forward and get better.
Are you? Because it sounds like you're trying to land on marshmallows. You're telling the story so you can land on marshmallows.
What does that mean?
And you need to be landing on nails.
I don't understand. Is Mario Cristobal?
No, is he like an
actor?
No, it's like the difference between getting knocked out and then the guy let you fall gently or let you go all the way down and hit your head on the back of the canvas. Like, come on, dude. I told them it's not on them. You know what? He shouldn't have said none of that. You know what he should have went in there and said? Guys, this is on me. I screwed this up. End of discussion. I hope that we can move on because I made a big mistake.
You ain't
got a point. Look, how you going to say, listen, I made a bad call. It's not on the fumble or the fact that our defense gave up 2 plays and a touchdown. That's not on any of that. That's on me. Is that really taking responsibility?
When you say land on marshmallows, do you picture this like a pole vaulter and he's landing on marshmallows, or is he like an astronaut landing on a planet of marshmallows?
No, I take it as a guy who just been knocked out, right? And instead of just hitting the canvas, everybody run out and catch him. And gracefully fall to the ground.
So it was like when it's like what Herb Dean, my second Herb Dean reference. It's like when Herb Dean, when Gaethje head kicked Dustin Poirier and he tried to stop him from collapsing, but instead he just gave him the people's elbow.
Right. Yeah, man. Like even he's accepting responsibility while leaving questions of if he's really accepting responsibility. Right? I get it. He's doing it his way. But he look, you've had coaches, you've heard coaches, and they come in and say, you know what? That's on me. Right? He's never really, he's always, even when he explains it, kind of, well, we're trying to move forward from this. I made a mistake, in which he didn't admit too early, by the way. No. He started talking about how wrong he was after the backlash.
That's true.
Right? So let's not also a person who accepts responsibility probably would be better off if they accepted it right away.
Here is Cristobal. He was asked, is it against policy to take a knee? Is he just against it? This is what he said about that.
All right, we haven't seen you your team line up in the victory formation at all this season. Is it something that you as the coach have not believed in even in close games?
No, that's not true. We have done it before in practice. We work in a 4-minute. We didn't do it Saturday, and we should have. Like I mentioned before, I take complete ownership for it.
Oh, now it's like a Congress hearing.
Now he's getting upset that people still ask him questions. These could have been over if you would have said that right after the game, right?
Yeah.
Right? If he would have said those words
I actually would have liked
the game.
I actually would have. The part of me actually would have respected him a little bit more on this subject if he would have said that kneeling is for the soft. I would be like, all right, you know what? At least he has a policy.
Right. Just no, in other words, you would say it would excuse the boneheadedness of the
at least if I knew that was if Mario Cristobal actually came out and said kneeling is for the soft, you run it down their throat till the clock says 0, I would be like, you know what? Policy's policy.
Nah, he's got to eat that, man. Nah.
Listen, no matter how much he's apologized, do you really get the feeling that he's eating it?
No, but he's not, because he's, like you said, there's some wiggle room of
right.
He's pulling
the Tobin.
He's pulling the Tobin.
Like when Tobin said, I was speaking on behalf of the Heat. Like when you say stuff like that.
Yeah, he was pulling Tobin moves, man.
I don't like that. I don't like you saying that he's doing things that I do.
And another thing, Leroy, it's because it got national. If it wasn't national, if it was just the people here in South Florida and the media.
What about the people keep playing tape or the other coach come and yell at him, take a knee?
That's the only reason why, because dude, everybody was talking about it Monday morning. Like after the NFL.
Wait, here we go. I found the text from my buddy Dave, who was at the game. And he's a very laid back dude. When I tell you he's very laid back, he is very laid back. Like he does not care. He's laid back. He very, nonchalant with everything. This was probably the single-handed hottest I've ever seen him, and it wasn't even close. Let's see. Why isn't my? Well, I probably shouldn't save. Go ahead. Keep
while you're looking for that, can I get Shannon Dawson, offensive coordinator? He also stepped to the podium, and he also is taking complete blame.
Yeah.
I mean, we one of the better 4-minute drives I've had. I think they had right under 6 minutes left on the clock. Ran it down. Got into some situations down there where we thought we had a first down, but we didn't. And then we ran another play. What we did at the end was the wrong decision. I called it. It is what it is. Wish we would have done something different, but we didn't. So got to live with it.
I guess what Mario kind of talked about first, the process of those kind of decisions at the end there. Who were you talking to at that?
I'm not going to sit here and go through the process with you guys. What's said on the headsets is between us, and ultimately, I called the play, and I can live with it. The wrong thing to do.
Man, this sounds like a bad first 48 case, man. This is like a bad first 48 show. Both guys try to take blame for it, but one of them, is like, I ain't really do that. I'm just taking blame for it, but I didn't really call for it.
Well, listen, one guy's got to cover for his boss, but the other one might, I don't know. Ultimately, it does fall down on the head coach, definitely. But, Shannon's there. He's calling the plays. Like it is his offense.
Hey, that still doesn't exclude them from the fact that somebody was yelling at them, take a knee.
Yeah, their offensive line coach.
And he goes, I'm not going to go through all the dynamics of what happens on the headset. What are y'all talking about, people? Like it's a damn football play. We ain't got you got the codes to the codes to the nuclear weapons y'all passing back and forth.
Right.
How secretive does it need to be?
Yeah. What are you giving away your the secrets to count
Or
at the clock?
Or keep in mind the O-line coach got a headset too. He hears what's talking. He runs over and says, "Take a knee, take a knee, take a knee, please take a knee." And he still run the ball. So that's why you don't want to talk about what's going on the headset. Come on, man. Come on.
Coach Mirabal sitting. He's sitting in the morning Monday meeting. He goes, "Dummies."
You know, that's one of them examples when you go to a place or car dealership or our office or whatever, and you have a complaint and you've yelled at the top of your lungs, take a knee, and they go, "Man, that's corporate." like, man, that's corporate.
Write a ticket.
Oh, here's what I got. Here's my buddy Dave. Literally almost had a heart attack yelling at team for 2 plays before the fumble, yelling at them to take a knee. When they fumbled, I went back to calm down. I would rather lose 50-0 than lose because of stupidity.
I don't disagree with him.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how mad could he have possibly been, because I've known him for a long time and he's been perturbed, right? He's been upset, but not literally almost he must have been screaming so loud.
I don't like the explanations too. Anytime
right,
it is what it is. I don't like that.
Right. You know why? Because they're telling you I screwed up, get over it. When
damn
well, if it was anybody else, because how many times those coaches come back and say, well, he had a couple of plays he'd like to have back.
Yeah.
Right.
Always.
All the time.
Always.
I'm sure he'd like to have that, but we got to be more aggressive. We got to be. What if the players came out and say, damn, we got to be smarter?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Coach.
Because the guy on the sideline, I don't know who that kid was, but on the sideline, he was basically saying that, what the bleep are we doing?
Oh, my God.
A player.
Are you afraid he might lose the locker room?
No, I don't think he is going to lose the locker room. I don't
think he's going to lose the locker room, because I think what he's saying to us is different than what he's saying to them, because they already know. So if you go up there with some BS excuse, then you lose the locker room.
Yeah, I think that the players have actually handled it well. I think that, yes, it was tough seeing Matt Lee like that on the sidelines, the center, and he's like, what are we effing doing? But like, even with Restrepo comes out on social media, he's like, I'm sorry for letting Miami down tonight. Like, they handled it better than the coaches did.
You know why? Because they always have to take accountability, and the coaches could tell some BS story and hide behind some nonsense like, oh, last year Alabama lost to whatever. Right?
Yep.
And so while coaches talk about accountability and taking the, and actually, like, man, it's so hard for them to do it. Like, you honestly think the things he's saying now is not what he said after the game. Okay? And so he had to be talked into taking the heat for that. You knew damn well, as soon as that fumble happened, you should have been on that speaker. Guys, I think we messed up. We should have took a knee.
Wouldn't it be great if in-game headset audio was like available on archive?
You didn't need it. You had the
great.
guy running down like, take a knee! Take a knee!
I would have loved it. Does anybody have that? Like, don't they do like theatric stuff in the case? Does anybody have, like, if it could leak like TMZ style, Mirabal running to them and be like, could only Indade leak the footage of Mirabal yelling at them, hey, what are you doing?
Because, wait, I tell you what, y'all don't remember this, but I remember this. It was the offensive coordinator for Houston at the time, right? But and who's the coach that went from Buddy Ryan? He was the defense coordinator, and they got in a fist fight.
Oh, with Kevin Gilbride.
Yeah, because Buddy Ryan didn't like the fact that he was throwing the ball at the end of the game, and they got in a fist fight. So yeah.
We'll take a quick break. Time to get to our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend, is next.
WQAM.
Damage done.
All right. I'm furious with J-Fig. You're taking liberties. All right, Berterer. You're taking liberties with certain promotional material, and I don't appreciate it.
Why?
Why?
What's wrong with it?
You mean you're just saying falsehoods? Like,
that's
just
not
because
true.
I enjoy a musical artist does not mean you can call them my personal favorite.
It's your personal favorite on the lineup.
No, that's not true.
So
I don't
who's your
even know if
personal
that's true.
favorite on the lineup?
I love beach weather.
You're a liar.
I love
Okay,
beach
minus
weather,
one
dude.
for lying.
You know,
I love beach
he
weather.
loves Flow Rider.
Name me a song and stop googling.
Sea
-1.
Breeze. Everybody knows it's the number one hit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and of course, Low Tide.
Minus one for deception.
I'm telling you right now, I'm a beach weather fan, and you're sitting here saying, "Oh, this person is Jelly Roll is Tobin's personal favorite." I'm like,
He
I
is.
like Jelly Roll. I enjoy his music. He's
There you go.
he's on the cover. He's not one of
You
my
like
personal
the artist or the food?
Samesies.
You like the
think
artist or the food?
I mean, if you had to ask me which do I like more, Jelly Rolls or Jelly Roll, I'd probably choose the dessert.
Okay.
Okay, so then what's the big deal? Just
Well, I just like, and you at Jelly Roll on Twitter, and he's gonna think I'm gonna be this monster fan, and I like Jelly Roll, but I'm not like the biggest Jelly Roll fan.
you want to meet him, maybe.
Maybe I will, but like
You're welcome. You're welcome.
he's not my. But like you're lying to people
I'm not lying to people. This has come out of your mouth.
because I said I like his music.
Yeah.
Only talk to God when I need
Yeah,
a
exactly.
favor.
Personal favorite. I haven't heard you sing anyone else's song in the lineup.
Well, I love beach weather. I'll sing you that later, but I got no
Okay,
time
sing it
right
to
now.
me right now.
We got some beach weather.
Artist number one. It's not even.
Oh no, I think you're thinking of another beach weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I saw Dade
I'm
South
glad
putting
you
up
finally got to see that.
Emu Jimmy. Leroy's had some doozies today, dude.
Hey man. Hey man.
I
What
just
are you
don't-
doing?
I just think like, can we run that past corporate before you put on a poster? Tobin's personal favorite, Jelly Roll.
I did run I ran it by promotions.
Wait, run it by corporate. We fill out a ticket, then get back to you to the concert to be over.
They approved. So
All right. Damage is done. I mean, we know. I mean, Mario Cristobal, like,
Yeah.
he comes out and, he has his press conference yesterday. You give me the clip of Vlad where he says, told the players, though, the loss wasn't on them. And this is what he had to say to that.
Tell you what I told them. I told, any player that fumbled the ball, anybody that was on the field at that time, I just told them take it off of them. I just could have made it easier and nailed it. So that's it. I don't want to point at players. I don't.
Too much.
I mean, but I understand the question, and it's a fair question. It's just
He
that's the way
understands the
we've gone about it.
question, does he?
Because again,
You know what that sounds like?
when you have a company, an organization, a family, that you're able to take complete ownership when you have to, right? So you could always go forward and get better.
Kinda. Because guess what? It sounds like when you say, hey, me and young Billy went to the grocery store and took some candy and we got caught. And you tell your mom Billy was doing it too. Right? He's like, oh, I'm not gonna call out the person who fumbled. I'm not gonna call out the defense for giving up a touchdown in 2 plays. I took all the heat. Did you? Then why did you mention that other stuff?
Yeah, Crowder's, he goes, it's like the 4th subtle toss under the bus he's done that Cheney has taken.
Right.
I told anybody in the locker room who had Butterfingers, I said, not on you. That's on me.
That's terrible.
Damage is done, Coach. Who do you have, Leroy? What's your damage?
Well,
today?
But I think I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. And here's why. They went from being God's gift to defensive football to Zach has finally figured it out. Or Dak.
Yeah.
Dak has finally figured it out. The coach has finally got them all on the same page. They're clicking. To 2 weeks later, trying to figure out, is Dak the man for the job?
Seems like a yearly tradition now.
Right. And I would say this. There's nobody that pumps up the Dallas Cowboys more than the Dallas Cowboys.
And Jerry.
Yeah. And
Also-
so from that standpoint, the damage is done. Y'all ain't been in the same cycle for 10 years.
You know, I have a funny stat to say though.
What?
You know, everybody makes fun of the Cowboys since it's been 95 since they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You know, it's been 94 since the Niners won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, but they go about it differently though, dude.
I get it, but they haven't won the Super Bowl longer than the Cowboys haven't won the Super Bowl. I mean, I know they got there with
They did get
okay,
there.
you do realize we're talking as fans of the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins.
Also, Vlad, like, I don't get, are the Niners back every single week thrown in my face?
Right.
Like-
the damage is done. It's not about the damage is done. It's not about what people say. It's the fact that they overdo it. They overdo it. Like they can't say, okay, to say, San Francisco has been competing for championships, and if not injured, they might have had a chance. That's what you get out of San Francisco. But Dallas, we haven't seen this offensive output since 1995. Like they just go all in. And that's why, as much as I hate Stephen A doing what he does, he's got a point.
For sure.
He's got a point.
J-Fig, what damage is done for you besides nefariously putting things on posters that do not ring true to Tobin's feelings?
Really? Are you really that hurt about it?
I'm not hurt. I just think I just thought I'd be like a bit much. That's all I thought.
Oh,
A bit
really?
much.
You've never been a bit much. Really? All right, Mario Cristobal.
It's always under my own
Somebody
control.
else out for the same stuff you do. Tyler's still with the Heat. You know that, right? You couldn't trade him.
That's my guy.
Lies. Anyways,
That's my guy, Tyler Herro.
Stop overdoing it.
Loves me.
Cap. So Travis Kelce had an injury.
Yep.
On Sunday, and people were blaming it because Taylor Swift wasn't there.
Oh,
Now
interesting.
tell me something. It's a problem when she's there, and it's a problem when she's not there. People need to make up their minds.
She's a problem.
I got to be honest with you. It was kind of nice
it's
having
not.
it was kind of nice having a weekend without having to talk about her.
And I agree, but now people are blaming that he got injured because she wasn't there.
People are doing that?
People are doing that. It has made headlines.
Wow. So even when she's not there, she's making headlines.
Damage is done. Yeah, man. She's nasty.
She's done.
Well, listen, if the headline has a blank space.
The good thing about all of this is they can't even say it's her curse or anything because he came back
And they still won.
he made a touchdown and they won.
True. Although people thought it was fixed.
Damage is done.
Referees were a little willy-nilly in that game. I
Well,
mean, no
I
one's
stopped watching after that. So.
Wow, Schmeathan, just age shame. J
Yeah.
Fig. Wow.
Dead to me.
Wow.
Go to
does
hell.
that to everybody.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
He said I was 40.
He put a 40-40 on her.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's wrong. You're not supposed to do that to women. Come on now, Schmeathan.
You ever wonder if Schmeathan's like, something like, what if he's like 11 years old and has just been roasting us this entire time?
Yeah, well, he's a genius. Then you got a young
And
comic.
he's telling us to grow up.
What do you got, Vlad?
Sean Payton, come to the altar. Please come to the altar. You were popping a lot of during the season, during the preseason, training camp. You said, "No, I had my analyst hat on." Well, you should have kept your analyst hat on these last 5 weeks, even though you got a win. That was a nasty win, by the way, that you got from Chicago. But you had to see the Jets. You had to see Nathaniel Hackett. And Nathaniel Hackett and the New York Jets put an L on your ass.
Yep.
So you said he did a terrible job. After 5 games, he was 2-3. What's your record after 5 games? You're 1-4, and that one is a lucky one because Chicago should have won. You should be 0-5 right now.
He's right. Never gave up a 70 burger.
I'm going to say something right now.
What?
You take away that Super Bowl, that spiritual Super Bowl for the Saints. What's Sean Payton done? Exactly.
One hit wonder.
He did coach
Not a thing.
The all-time leading second. I guess he's second.
So what? It's the NFC South. You can throw many yards against those teams.
That NFC South has been willy-nilly.
Defensively, willy-nilly. And guess what? And there was one quarterback that tried to throw the ball willy-nilly, and that was Jameis Winston.
Yeah. So there you go, Sean Payton. 1-4, and you're about to get your ass kicked in Kansas City this Thursday.
Wow, it's gonna be rough.
Who does Russell Wilson last this season?
I don't think that we were reading his salary.
Who's his replacement?
Jarrett Stidham. They paid him for 2 years, $10 million. He's like the highest paid backup.
But like they owe
Mike White's up there too, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Mike White makes some dough. He makes some dough, but I mean, Russell Wilson, dude, he makes a lot of money. They're gonna have to find themselves a Brock Purdy or something like that. Good luck. That is damage is done. Take a quick break. Wrap things up on the other side. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Stars and Strings, a great night of country music, is coming back to Hard Rock Live on November 1st. We're giving you a chance to win tickets to go see Jordan Davis, Hardy, Brian Kelly. Not the one who says family. Not that one. Ashley McBride, Cole Swindell, Haley Witters, all going to be there coming up on November 1st at Hard Rock Live. If you guys want to win tickets, text the word strings to 20357. That's strings to 20357. Tickets are available for purchase at starsandstrings.com. Coming up tonight, we got a nice little packed schedule for you here on QAM. First of all, Javon Holland show coming up on Hockman and Crowder. So you'll hear from the Dolphins safety at Hollywood Kia. And I'm sure he's going to be in a much better mood than he was last week, where they had to come off an ass kicking. Always better to talk after a win and have some fun. Yeah. That was by far the best defensive performance of the year. Now, granted, that Giants team is
Got some things to clean up on the other side, though.
Definitely has some.
Tua throwing that ball willy-nilly.
Get a little, but you know what? It's they definitely have some things to perfect. That being said, still 500 yards of offense.
Yep,
it's crazy what they're putting up.
Have I told you that football's a negative reinforced sport?
I know, but it's like, and I get it because the people who are sitting here and you want to be like, oh well, you were 0-3 in the turnover margin. I'm like, yeah,
you don't normally win games like that.
You don't, but also they put up 500 yards.
Okay.
And also we're seeing them.
You put 500 yards for only how many points they scored? 31?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying.
I mean, but Leroy.
I'm telling you how football operates.
But I understand, but let's not act like the foot wasn't off the gas a little bit there towards the end.
I mean, I would rather the foot be off the gas than the ball be in the other hands.
Yes, Tua did give them.
You can't have 3 turnovers in the game, dude.
Tua,
you can't. You can't.
I get you.
Okay.
Tua gave him 10 points directly. I get it.
Tua scored 31 points.
Mm-hmm.
He scored 24 for the Dolphins and 10 for the Giants.
But 500 yards, baby.
See, that's why you can't do football.
What do you mean?
Because
I feel like I got to be honest with you. I feel like
one of the first things I told you that the difference between football, baseball, and basketball is football is a negative reinforced sport, and basketball and baseball is a positive one. You miss 10 shots, your coach is gonna say keep shooting, right? In most cases in football, you fumble 3 times or turn the ball over 3 times, your ass is sitting next to the coach. That's how it's done. Now I'm saying they got away with the win, but you better believe the point of emphasis going into the practice this week will be the turnovers.
I understand. They've definitely been willy-nilly with the football. They had a lot of turnovers against Buffalo too.
Yeah.
I think Tua's had an interception. Has he had an interception in every game this year? Maybe outside of was Denver maybe the only one he didn't?
Because they couldn't catch. That's the only reason why.
I don't know. What are you doing? Are you? Because I feel like usually the shoe is on the other foot. Like if I were to be the guy who was like, "Oh, they had 3 turnovers," you would be like, "Be grateful, you jackass." 500 yards. 500 yards of offense.
But I would say, yeah. You don't normally have 500 yards of offense turn the ball over like that. So that was an anomaly. What happened last week? You got to go into this week saying, "Listen, we can't do that." Right?
They probably could, though. It's the Carolina Panthers.
See, there you go. And then what? You just gonna turn it off?
Turn what off?
The turnovers. If you don't practice good habits, you just gonna you throw it willy-nilly this week, but next week we got a serious game. We got to. It doesn't work like that.
I mean, they do have good habits of putting up a lot of yards. They put up more yards than anybody over 5 games in the history of the game.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're worried? Like, where are you at right now? You
I'm
think
just
they're getting
worried.
away with it?
Here. It's an excellent offensive team. I'm not even disputing that. But I'm saying there are things that when you get into these Buffalo games, these big-time games, Okay, there are situations that or issues that you have that will cost you dearly. And turnovers, when you play a good team or a team that has a better offense than the teams you've played, right? That's going to get you in a lot of trouble. It's going to be more than 10 points.
I don't disagree with that.
So that's all I'm saying. Right? Like, yeah, you can say the 500 yards, you can say whatever. Okay. And I say with you, yeah, it was the Giants.
It's a Giants.
This week, yeah, it's the Carolina Panthers, right? But you put up those numbers, 500 yards and 3 turnovers. How many good teams are you beating with the 3 turnovers?
Probably not a lot, but I would say,
Okay.
but also
that's it. That's all I'm saying.
right, that's fine.
I'm not. You know,
but like, would you say that the performance was more positive or negative?
more positive.
Yeah.
That's which makes it even better to point out these points in the locker room, in a meeting, because you've been rolling offensively.
So you think Tua has got to cut down on the willy-nilliness?
Dude, some of those passes, I'm like, I had to use Photoshop and move some of the defenders out of the way to even see the offensive.
He's a cat burglar. He likes to go through tight windows.
No, that's not a tight window. When a guy's standing right there and catches the ball, that's not a tight window. That's no window. And what's that in front of all them windows? Trees, them's leaves, and them's trees. Yeah, bushes.
Almaga says, I'm concerned with the time of possession. Hope we can squeeze the ball, drain the clock. They did that, and they ran right down their throats.
Hey, I'm not going to say that. They ran the ball to control the clock. It ain't their fault that somebody went for 76, 55, 62. You can't do nothing about that.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? I don't understand in that one. But either way, they listen. They have. I agree. They have some things to clean up, and the defense had a great performance against a terrible offensive line and a terrible team. That being said, I see plenty of weeks where teams that are supposed to handle the team, they're in a rock fight with a bad team,
right?
You know, and then the Dolphins, when they've taken on a terrible team, they've diced them up like it's nothing.
I got you.
Outside of the Patriots,
I was just saying points of concern. That's it.
Turnovers have been a problem this year. I would agree with that.
That's my biggest, things to work on.
It started off with Tua and Connor Williams not being able to hold on to the football.
Right.
And then it turned into interceptions.
Gotcha. But we good. Other than that, we good, baby.
We good, baby.
We good. Because you gotta progress.
Each
game you gotta progress. Fix one thing. Get better at one thing.
Are you gonna watch Heat preseason tonight, or am I gonna have to fill you in? You gonna watch a little Cole Swider, dude? You gonna watch a little?
I think I'm partaking a little bit. It starts at what?
7:30.
7:30.
Are the guys gonna play? Are the main guys gonna play? Are they gonna play like one quarter? Because I noticed that's what a lot of teams have been doing. They've had their best
doing like football.
I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, I think they'll probably come out for some token minutes in the first half, Vlad. I think the second and fourth quarters they will do nothing.
And then you'll go into the last game. You're gonna try to figure out your rotations a little bit more.
I think he has a lot of guys that he's interested in, and I think that Spo talked about this at camp on Saturday. He goes, there's a part of me that wants to figure things out. There's a part of me that wants to reward guys for how they played in camp. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of those battles. I think Jovic and I think Hawkins are going to get a ton of playing time,
which they should.
Yeah,
because I would say that Hawkins is older, so he's gonna come in. He already comes in with a kind of veteran intelligence where he's going to be able to contribute right away. I think the wild card here is Cole. The wild card here is Jovic. How are you going to use Jovic? Because he's also a pretty good facilitator, right? He can shoot. He can get to the rim. So how are you going to use him? What combination of players are you going to put with him? And then,
Kane, we got a one sleeper, Kane train. I like Jamal Kane last year.
Hey, you know what? It's possible we could have an Intangibles lineup.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
By the way, I sent you the showdown, the numbers breakdown between Austin Reaves.
Yes, I of course you did. And is it on Twitter? I might add.
It is on Twitter.
Yeah.
I can retweet it at Heat Muse. I don't want to belabor the point. The point is, there's only one king of the intangibles. And it ain't. It ain't.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny because he already knew all of the stats before that stat sheet came out.
Yeah, I
did. So now you just try to validate your comments with that.
I mean, like, it just feels like they dropped my guy for egregious reasons.
They dropped your guy. You were trying to drop your guy.
For
Yep.
Dame.
Thank you.
Dame, baby. It's for Dame.
Here you go. You Mario Cristobal in the situation.
I'm not Mario Cristobal in the situation. Look, I'm not. I'm sitting there. I'm telling you, it's for Damian Lillard. Like, let's not act like it's some, not some bum.
Oh, okay,
You're
that
right.
justifies it. The fact still remains that you have traded Tyler Herro for the last 2 years.
I would have traded for Bradley Beal. I said I wasn't going to trade for Bradley Beal.
Oh, okay, good.
This
and guess what?
Two summers ago.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you say? It's not on Chaney. It's on me. But I didn't try to trade Tyler 2 years ago. Right?
What is me
It's
having,
ridiculous.
What does me having to trade him have anything to do with whether or not he's better than Austin Reaves?
Because now you backing him.
That's
You couldn't
my
wait.
guy.
You couldn't wait to throw him in with the trades.
Look, if we're being fair about it, there really were no trade talks because Corona wouldn't pick up the phone. So there's technically all we have are tweets about theoretical trades.
Oh no!
So there were no trade talks.
And you trying to sweeten the deal.
But there's no trade talks to really even speak of. These are all
Leroy.
figurative trade talks.
2 weeks ago, didn't this man say, "Oh man, Twitter Friday. Oh, it was so exciting. It was the best.
Oh,
it hasn't been like this since
That-
July."
I'm going to tell you something right now. I'll never forgive that John Gambadoro from Phoenix for telling me that Dame was going to get traded in 24 hours and everybody thinking it was going to come to the Heat. But look,
That's your fault.
look, yeah, maybe. I'm an accountable man. Okay. I will take blame for that. But that being said, that being said,
You hit him with a -1.
no, I'm not taking a -1.
-1 for lying. You're lying.
No,
you're lying.
I'm telling you right now, dude, the chickens are going to come to roost this year. And people are going to look at this and they're going to say, you know what? It's going to be just, I'm telling you right now, the Heat with Tyler Herro, it's going to be just like the Dolphins and Tua. They are going to be happy that they didn't trade him, that they fell ass backwards lucky into a Tyler Herro revenge season. And he's going to be the guy to take him over the top. I'm telling you right now, dude. It's just going to be just like Tua. Tua, Tyler Herro, samesies, dude. Samesies. Injury problems in the past, dealing with haters. He's got his little hive, his little Hero-non. I'm telling you right now, dude.
Why are you sitting here
lying to the public?
Yeah.
I'm not telling you, dude. And I'm not trading him. I'm not doing any more trade talks. I told you, I hung up my harpoon. I'm not talking whales. I'm not doing it anymore. Let me tell you something. I swear on all that is holy and Riley. If Donovan Mitchell becomes available this year because he doesn't want to sign with the Cavaliers, I ain't going after him. Sorry. Moving
I
on.
am marking this right now.
Moving on. I have no interest. No interest. I am not wailing again.
You know what this is? This some funky Buddha. That's what that is.
No, I'm not. I'm telling I will not talk. You will not.
That's what this is.
Dude, you will not find me entertaining one Heat trade rumor unless it's Anthony Edwards. That's it. And that's not going to be for like 3-4 years.
That's the only person.
Wait. We call that a Tobin caveat.
But that's in like 3 years. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
So it's not a problem. But I'm done. Harpoon. I have hung it up.
Steven said send you to the Maury show.
I'm doing. You can sign me up to you can hook me up to a polygraph. You can have a Navy SEAL check my pulse.
Dude,
I'm telling you, I'm not doing it.
Polygraph does what?
So extra.
Because you would fail it and go, technically, he asked me, and I wasn't wrong.
I'll ask the question properly.
I can hear your explanation right now in court. Say, Mr. Tobin, you failed the lie detector test. He said, technically,
Your Honor.
Technically,
Your Honor, I didn't really fail the test because I didn't answer that question. I answered a different question.
Tyler Herro is my guy. Listen, babe, Tyler, I can't believe how they've besmirched you.
Yeah,
and we will take this to
setting
the
up,
top.
Right? He's setting up for flip-floppery.
Oh man, you are a samurai with the words, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's our show for today, everybody.
It always comes at the end of a break.
We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.